Shorty, hop by, greater than HOI, shit, slam the flip, flam, and then jam. You can run, but you can't hide, you can't go far. No matter where you go, there you are. We got it break, we got it bash, we got it roll, we got it smash, we got it break, we got it bash, we got it roll, we got it smash.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was Naughty by Nature. Shout out to them. They just made 20 years
Damn.
in the game. Go check them out on tour. They're on the I Love 90s tour. And welcome to Social Conversation. This is episode 7. I'm your boy, Jeff. And I'm here with my Saucy crew. Introduce yourself.
Hey, it's Young Thad on the mic again. Just want to say happy belated Valentine's to all the ladies and things. We back.
Mm-hmm. Hey everyone, it's Vernice. Good to be back with family.
Mm-hmm. And we have a special guest with us.
Oh,
Say
yeah.
what up to the Saucy fans.
Hey guys, it's Shari Diaz.
Shari
B.
D.
Shari Diaz.
Yeah, Shari D.
Thank you for having me.
Digging that.
Thank you for coming and everything.
Yeah, I got lost on my way over here. I was trying to
Oh, yeah, the city
Shorty
is...
from the Bronx can't get away around Church Street.
Yeah, it's kind
Unless
of
it's
crazy.
the federal building.
It's kind of crazy in the city. So thank you for showing up, and we're going to get it popping.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so we
First
got
of all, we'll do a cheers first.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
cheers.
Then
Cheers.
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 Cheers to life.
Cheers to success,
Cheers to
independence,
health.
and making
And
money.
cheers to comedy.
Salute.
Cheers to comedy, yes.
Get your yuck on.
Yes, and your sponsor, guys.
Oh, shout
Look,
out to
shout
Clip.
out to
Yeah, shout out to
So-
Clip.
Oh, we'll give a special shout out to
Everybody-
her.
We get a shout out every episode.
Say it a few
Don't worry
times.
about that. Yeah.
You know.
So, Shari, tell us what you do for a living and everything.
Well, 8 to 5, I'm a receptionist at a home care agency in the Bronx. It's the worst job ever. And I just started in January. I moved back from North Carolina. I was in North Carolina for 5 years, but I was born and raised in the Bronx. North Carolina 5 years. Came back over here to pursue comedy. So from 8 to 5, I'm doing my bread and butter, and then from 6 to 2 in the morning, I'm hitting open mics and comedy shows that I'm booked on Monday through Friday.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta talk to
Hustle,
you.
the hustle never stops.
A hustle never stops.
Hustle never stops. So, tell us about your comedy. Like, what you like to talk about.
I'm very observational. Talk about myself, talk about my dating experiences, my family. Sometimes current events, depending on, what kind of show it is. I do a lot of crowd work, play around with the crowd, just make sure that, the crowd isn't, involved,
Cool. That's what's up.
But yeah, I've been doing comedy for about 4 years.
Okay.
I started in North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina. I did everything backwards, I guess. Leaving New York to go to Raleigh, North Carolina. But I've been doing comedy 4 years. A year in, I started my own comedy production. It's called Boogie Down South Productions.
Down.
Yeah, so I was representing for the Bronx
That's
and
what's
representing
up.
for the South.
That's the hometown right there,
Yeah, for
hometown.
sure. So, just been having successful comedy shows that I produce and host in North Carolina. And then just last year, 2018, I started co-producing Oak City Comedy Festival in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, that's what's up. That's
Where
what's
we select a little over 100 performers from all over the country and bring them out to Raleigh to showcase the Raleigh comedy scene.
Okay.
Last year was our first one. It was dope. 22 shows, all packed out, fun shows.
Nice,
Everyone
nice.
has something fun and good to say about it. Very
Okay.
diverse too.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just my life is just comedy and
Yeah, a little busy, a little busy.
very
I'm
busy.
gonna
yeah.
have to pick your brain off air on that.
Yeah,
you know?
for
I want to
sure.
hear more about that.
Yeah,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure.
That's
Definitely,
one of my it's one of my passions, one of my interests, and I haven't pursued much of it, but I see I got a
I always
good
encourage.
resource in the house.
Yeah,
now, you
I
know
always
what mean?
encourage everyone. You do what you. If you have a passion for something, you got to go for it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So where in the Bronx you from?
Kingsbridge section of the Bronx.
Kingsbridge, 4 train.
Full train,
That's
yes.
what's up. Yeah, I live on the 2 line, so I'm like second last stop on going uptown.
What's that, like
Narita
Norwood?
Avenue,
Oh,
White
yeah.
Plains.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
up from
And
there.
I'm by Cedric for Independence, so
Yeah,
we
we're the
both
Kings-
we're
Y'all don't even know our backstory, right?
Oh
We
no,
have a
no,
back-
I never explained to them. You
You
know,
never
what
told
Go
I
ahead,
mean?
go ahead.
So,
Tell me
so
about that.
Vernice and I know each other from church.
Church.
Oh my God.
From Pentecostal Church, Church of God. Shout out to the franchise.
Yeah.
That's what they
Saucy
are.
Brown from church.
That's what they are. They got a whole
Shout
bunch
out to mom.
of yeah.
Yeah.
And my mom too. They
Yeah.
still all up on that.
Very old
Keep 'em
school,
on the straight and narrow,
Spanish,
you know?
Christian,
Yeah, very
skirts, no
skirts,
makeup,
no
no
earrings.
boyfriend.
Damn. damn.
Very
Yeah.
repressed.
Yeah.
Depressed.
Yeah. It's like jean skirts and
Yeah,
Jordans. You know, you gotta be cool but still spiritual.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah,
keep
to
it
the point
spiritual
that
at the
like,
same time.
oh yeah, we go ahead.
Yeah, that's how I mean. But
Vernice.
Vernice is younger than I. Her sister and I actually share the same birthday. We're the same age. So yeah, like you guys were like really born in it and raised in it. Me, I went in when I was like 2, and then like didn't go back until my mom started forcing me to go back. That was when I was like 13 or 14. But from like 14 years old to 18 years old, I was preaching at Fort Independence. Remember?
Yeah.
I was traveling.
preaching.
I used to preach, and yeah, it was
And
crazy.
now she's preaching.
And now I'm preaching. I'm
You
preaching
got
about.
a lot of material there.
Yeah, I got a lot of
She got
material.
a lot of material.
Yeah, that's a lot of material there.
Yeah. It was up
Oh,
until
yeah,
like
yeah.
18 years old that I was preaching, and then you just get to that point in your life where you're like, I don't want to go. I don't want to abide by rules that God didn't give us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I'm not.
It was a
different.
different time back then too. Like I don't know, like the Y2K era. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, things were different. We didn't really have like technology, and we didn't really have it. I don't know, like
the Pentecostal church can traumatize
yeah,
a person. Like,
All churches. get
all
to trauma.
churches,
I grew up.
yeah.
I grew up Baptist, so my
Yeah.
father's a preacher. So
Yeah,
he's a
like-
pastor of his own church. So I grew up in the same environment. Strict, couldn't go outside that much.
Yeah,
you know,
like
it
there's
was
nothing. There's nothing wrong with church. Or, like I love going to church.
yeah.
One thing I
but-
do say about church, it keeps you out of trouble.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
especially in the environment we all grew up in,
Yeah.
especially in minority. There's a lot of avenues we could go.
Oh yeah.
Down to, and church kept us out of trouble.
That's
Out of
the
jail.
one. That's
Keep
the
it
one
grounded.
thing
keep it
that I
grounded.
Keep it
do.
grounded.
That
Keep it
I was like,
grounded,
that's
Structure,
the
and have structure in your life
That's
too. Yeah.
that's the one thing that I'm pretty sure she could relate to as well. That I always say, like, the one thing the church really held me back from, even though at the time I felt like I was dying, was the fact that I could have been like a piece of shit. Like I could have been a fuck up, and I was
Nah,
so
I still became a
scared.
fuck up.
No, you know what I mean. I like in jail or like
I still went to
with
those kidding.
six children.
No, that's
you know
true.
what I
That's
mean.
true.
Like from the Bronx, minority, Spanish. Let's be real.
It's like
you know?
stereotypical. They kept us grounded. Yes.
We were so scared. There's
Scared
still
to-
the fear in us that like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
sin,
That's a
you're
good thing.
gonna
That's a
die.
good
It is just like,
it's that
and I think
childhood
that's
trauma.
why we are the way we are right now. We're kind of just like out there a little bit.
We even had conversations, like maybe 2 or 3 years. Like you were considering like comedy because she's so funny. Like she says like
Nah,
hilarious.
Vernice is funny.
I'm stupid funny. She is actually funny.
No, but like she like I love watching her stuff and she's just super funny and entertaining. So it's like I think we have that like background. A lot of funny people that I know went to church or grew up
That's
in church.
true.
That's fact.
And that's how church was really messed up.
Yeah.
There's some funny shit that goes on in church.
Oh yeah.
That a
What?
lot of people don't see a lot of funny stuff, and
What?
a lot of drama that goes on.
Oh,
a lot of people don't
yeah.
talk about the drama that
Nobody.
goes inside.
Nobody talks
church.
about the drama that really happens. It's like
No.
another high school in a
Exactly.
church. Like
It's a
it's
lot of
weird.
gossip.
Yeah.
And especially you get to that teenage age.
Oh yeah.
Relationships, too, in church. I
A
mean,
lot
come
of
on,
relationships.
Yeah.
lot of-
And like
lot
I
of-
said, we
lot
grew
of
up in the
forbidden
age
fruit in
of
church.
beepers
It really is. That's
and
for real.
Nokia cell phones. Like they're really technology was limited.
Nokia
Google
cell
was.
phones.
You understand what I mean? It was kind of like we had was each other. Like all
Yeah.
our entertainment was the gossip or what
Yeah.
this
Exactly.
person did, what the skirt that she wore or whatever. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, reading scripture get a little boring sometimes.
yeah,
Hearing the same
yeah.
shit over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was fun though. I have still
have
really
good
good
memories,
memories.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have good memories, too.
Despite
What triggered me from not going to church anymore was when I brought a friend one time. Like, I think I was preaching that night, and she came out to support, and she was wearing jeans. And one of the oficiales, the officials, you'll know who it is when you hear like what I'm saying.
I'm not ready.
Yeah,
Let me take a
she
sip.
told her to go outside, like she wanted to talk to her, and told her that she couldn't stay because she had on jeans.
As a proper attire.
I already know who it is.
Yeah.
And when I heard that, I told her straight up, yes.
Oh
girl.
my god.
Yes, it
oh
was
my
her.
god. That sounds just like her.
So when I be seeing her on Instagram,
I
on
wasn't
the
there
kid-
though. I must have been in my mom's church.
Yeah,
by that
no, your
time.
mom was always different. Your mom was like in.
She didn't care about that petty stuff.
Nah, but I feel bad. My friend cried and everything. She was going through a tough time, like, seeking some
Right.
kind of guidance and whatnot. And you get,
That's
you get
I
someone.
believe that.
Yeah, yeah. And when she did that, I had to press her. 18-year-old, I had to press her about it, And from that on, I told my mom, I was like, look, I'm sorry. I respect that you're gonna keep going to church, but That's it for me.
That's it for you.
Then I found.
Take the
then I
jeans
found-
off.
Yeah, take the jeans. Put the jeans. Put the
Put
J-Lo
the
jeans
J-
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
The mom jeans and shit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Social Conversations.
Yeah, thank you so
know,
much.
And so it's Black History Month.
Yes.
So
That it is.
I just want to ask everybody on the panel, like, when you think of Black History Month, it's like so much people to talk about. So who stands out to you more throughout Black history? Who you've like read about, or it could be an artist you listen to that inspire you, or
There's so many.
There's so
There's
many.
so many people.
I would say.
yeah.
Well, look at my look who's on my. What do you call it?
Who do you have on your screen there?
Oh, Obama.
Oh,
Obama.
yeah,
Mr.
When he-
44.
yeah, he's
Agent
wearing the
44.
bomber.
That's the
Yeah, he's
44.
wearing.
We were talking about that the other day, right?
Yeah, and it's like
no
it's so
doubt.
like I feel like so many people would say right now, oh, Obama, but it's like I feel like Obama, really he
That's a good one.
represents. He just represents who we are today
As a people.
as a people.
As a people, absolutely.
Yeah, and
He's what America should be.
yeah.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah, what they should have been, what it should be, and what will be.
Trump is
so
what America is.
A mixture of all,
Right,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
There's no more
exactly.
black and white, you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
I miss that era of Obama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it, like every time I see him speak. I'll turn everything off just to hear him speak because he's just like the modern day Martin Luther King, or even Malcolm X.
Absolutely.
So it's
He's in that category.
it's just so many.
A
It's
lot
just
of barriers broken.
yeah, a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. I think Black history, for me, I'm a black man, so it's not one person. It's kind of like a movement. You know what I mean? I'm from the Detroit area and all that, and so they give us 1 month, and I don't know why they fuck around and give us the
Right.
shortest
And
month.
28
you know what I mean?
years.
I'll tell you
28
why.
days,
It's
you know
a
what I mean?
fact. So it's Frederick Douglass' birthday. That's why they did.
That's what it is. Okay, well, if there's a rhyme and reason to it, I'm
Yeah.
down with that. You know what I mean? But I'm all about the black cause and just people in general, brown people, because the world is not black and white anymore. It's
Right.
black, white, Puerto Rican, everybody just a freaking. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
really is. So I just try to celebrate diversity, across the board, whether it's at the presidency or in the community center and all that. You know what I mean? I'm all about trying to uplift people, and I know in history. I was just watching what was the movie Hidden Figures. I know I'm a little late on that shit, but people of color didn't always get their just due. So I guess the month of February is a month that we can kind of all look back and reflect, and kind of focus on what people did of color, like not just black people but people of color, and really give them they just due.
I mean, I know this may sound a little funny, and like people are like, oh, like my boyfriend rolls his eyes every time I talk about her because he has his own opinion. But I'm a big fan of Meghan Markle, and even though she's biracial, I think she's still amazing that she's not like a princess, a duchess, something that's not like that's not really,
not
like
something that-
Yeah, it's not
yeah,
something-
I don't know why
It's
people
not a
don't really
marketing.
talk about it
Yeah.
a lot. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's
Yeah.
an amazing thing. Like especially in a country like England, that's washed.
No,
like
no,
it's
no, say it out.
You
Say
can
that
say
shit
it.
out loud.
That's
Yeah,
the
say that shit out
whitewash,
loud.
yeah,
It
you know,
really is.
It's
They're the ones that came over here.
Absolutely,
even
absolutely.
the wedding, like the wedding, I saw the whole thing because again I'm a fan.
Yeah, I watched
and
it
like
too.
it was kind of like you can tell that people were, I guess, not used to it. More
Not
like
used
an
to some
ignorance
flavor.
thing, like
Not
kind of
used to
like
some
Yeah.
flavor. Some
They need some
entertainment.
flavor. Did you see Prince Charles? I mean, when they were like standing and all that,
Oh,
like her mom was there.
yeah.
You see, he was trying to get all close to the mom and things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He know about that brown sugar and shit like that.
Yeah.
If he don't know about it, he gonna know
He
about it. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
I'm pretty sure he knew
Oh, he
about
knows
it.
about
Yeah,
it
he
now.
knows. Yeah,
He knows about it now.
Yeah, he knows about it now. You
And
see
I
what
love
I'm
the
saying?
fact that she like incorporated like the gospel choir, and like she kind of like
Yes.
really like said
Like
like
she
this
didn't
is
forget
part of-
about where she came from.
Exactly.
Embraced her
roots.
minority.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
her mother,
Her mother
had
came-
her dreadlocks and she had her nose ring and she's
Yeah.
very modern, and it's like I love that. I think to me that's like very
Representation is everything.
yeah.
Absolutely. And she's
So,
real with it too. I mean, she
she's-
buys like dresses from H&M and shit like that, because that's what we shop at. We can't shop at all the high end
and
stores.
she's very
all that.
humble. Like
You know what I
okay,
mean?
she got flown out. Well, they were saying that she got flown out. She did for her baby shower, like to New York. Okay, because in England that's like a poor thing to have a baby shower. So I was
It's
like,
a poor
yes.
thing. And
It is like it's the queen was like, no, you don't need a baby shower. So she was like, I'm having my baby shower. I'm still American.
I'm getting a free
And
gift.
Yeah, I'm
Serena
getting all that.
Williams did it for her
I'm
anyway.
registered at
But
Target and shit.
I love the fact that like I read like I was like, oh, that must have cost so much money. Like she paid for the whole thing,
Right.
like out of her own money, like her whole acting money before she was a royal.
Yeah.
Did
So
she
that
have
just
to give everything up? to be.
I think
you
she
have to
gave
get
a good
something.
Yeah, you got to give up a
You
lot.
gotta get a
yeah.
sign, yeah.
You got to
I
give
think-
up something.
Yeah,
You know,
because now you're
aristocracy.
like a
Disclosure.
figure.
Yeah, exactly. You got to sign.
Yeah.
But she's
You gotta
still,
sign about
you
that.
could tell that her and Harry are still like really modern. Like you know, it's
Yeah,
almost
they
like
little
okay,
hip- little
we'll
hip
take
to
a
it.
few L's here
Oh
and
man,
there.
their
but-
baby's gonna be beautiful. I'll tell you
Oh
that.
my
Yeah,
god,
the
I
baby
can't
is
wait to
good.
see
I hope
that
they
baby.
name. If it's a girl, I hope they name her Diana. That would be really dope. Princess,
yeah.
another little princess
You
That
think
would
it's
be
gonna
petty.
be a girl because they haven't
be
announced.
I think it's a
the gender.
girl. I think it's a
You
girl.
think it's a girl?
I think it's a girl, but it would be dope if it's a boy because that'll be the first black
Yeah.
prince
Ooh,
in
yeah,
England.
damn.
What?
Ooh, I think it's a girl though. It's
Yeah,
funny
me
how
too.
you say that because of her stomach.
Mhm, the way it's shaped, Hispanics be with their little
But yeah,
superstitions.
yeah, no, it's true.
It's like narrow, so that's a
If
little
it's
girl.
round,
It's a round
supposedly
boy.
they say it's like a girl. If it's narrow, if it basically,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a boy.
No, but that's a good shout out though because that's a wonderful
yeah,
kind of thing. That's
I
ever-
think she's
you know,
she's in my book for like my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah,
of the
'cause
month.
you don't see that often. I mean, you just don't. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They don't. That thing is locked down.
Even
the whole
Jay-Z and
aristocracy
I
Beyonce
was
is
just gonna
locked
say
down.
they
tribute
posted it,
to
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
They
you
took
know?
a picture in front of her portrait
Yeah,
in
they
England.
won an
In the
award
Brit
or something,
Awards.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You know,
Go ahead, Meghan Markle.
Even
I'm
them,
digging
even them
that.
as a power couple, Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, this
Oh,
forget
yeah.
it.
That's another level
not
right
a
there.
lot of people know that Jay-Z has helped out a lot of like the rappers that have gotten into trouble. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you guys read that.
Yo, yeah.
Lil Wayne, Meek Mill.
Oh, yeah.
That he
Yeah,
and Jay-Z,
yeah, yeah.
paid for lawyers.
He's helping
and-
21 Savage with his
Absolutely.
case.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So with
It's
me,
just so
yeah.
many people that we can uplift, not just in, Black History Month, just every day, period.
Right,
because
right.
it's like this country was built on the backs of
Immigrants.
immigrants.
We're
people of
immigrants.
color,
We're all
yeah.
immigrants.
All of
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all immigrants.
Even the
everybody,
whites.
everybody
Even
from
the whites.
somewhere.
Even the whites.
Hell yeah, they all
Yeah.
immigrants.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I say there's no more black and white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're so
Yeah.
mixed.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with me, I kind of grew up having like best of both worlds. So on my father's side, they all preachers and all that. So some of my family members, they used to march with King, and on my mother's side, they more the revolutionary type. So they like black
That would have been my nice era.
Israelites.
Like,
My uncles and them was Black Panthers. They was in the Harlem
oh,
division.
that's dope.
So I grew up, conscious and them
Woke.
teaching me
The real definition
history
of
and
woke,
all that
yeah.
stuff. So I just thank for that, and they used to bring me books all the time, and I used to have to do book reports every time I got punished. But I had to
that gives you the insight on the struggle, though. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's multifaceted. Like you say,
Exactly.
there was the non-movement with Dr. King, and then there was the grab your guns and shit
Right,
with
right.
X. And
Yeah.
so Jeff, you referenced like you grew up with a little bit of both, best of both worlds, and so did I. I'm a Southern guy by nature, but I moved from the fucking deep South and take your ass around the back to get a drink of water to the mean streets of Detroit. And so I saw both sides of it, and so it kind of gives you a real good perspective on what the struggle was like and what you need to do to uplift.
Right. So speaking of struggle, R. Kelly.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's
So
struggling.
so breaking news.
He's struggling like a motherfucker now.
Breaking news. So R. Kelly just got charged with 10 counts.
Good for him.
So
That's what I said. I was like,
10, is
it's
that
about
all?
well, it's 10 for now.
Okay, 10 for
so
now. There
he
you
turned
go.
himself in. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So it is
It was
one
hard
of
for
those
me.
things. Yeah.
It was hard for me to give him up. Honest, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
it was
art-
hard because I grew up. I'm 31. I'm turning 32 in 2 weeks. I grew up.
That's your wheelhouse.
That's like, Dan, about to make love and put some R. Kelly on real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like
Yeah, that's
he
your
set the
wheelhouse.
mood for
Yeah.
everything.
He's a part of your childhood and
He's-
adulthood.
yeah, like even
I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah,
Eric
Space
Graduation
Jam,
song.
yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
got like all the slow jams when you come adult,
Everything,
Bodies
even-
Calling. And
Yeah.
Oh.
he's a huge
Accepting
part of
My
R&B.
Love.
Like
Yeah,
a
he's-
very huge.
He's a huge
like
big
he
part
was.
of the
Yeah.
music.
He was.
Yeah.
I would say he was one of the kings of
Yeah,
R&B.
he was.
He was.
Yeah.
But that whole, I mean, if you look at the backstory of his issues, like I don't know if you guys saw the what was it, the documentary?
Yeah, documentary.
Lifetime,
I saw
yeah,
some
we
of
talked
that.
about
It was very
we talked about
cringy.
that.
I saw a
Yeah.
few. I was like, I'm forcing myself to
His
see
brother,
this.
even his brother spoke. Like
Yeah,
they were
because he tried to
molested
lie
and
on
all
his
that.
brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
he tried to lie on his brother, saying that it was him in the sex tape with the little girl.
Oh, that's
And
messed
his brother was
up.
like, "Nah, you ain't putting that shit on me."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the brother has a
crazy.
problem. I mean, I ain't gonna say I love R. Kelly, but he did make some good music, and he is the soundtrack of a lot of people growing up. But once you are exonerated on something and you continue to push the envelope and shit, he had to know that the shit was gonna be catching up with him sooner or later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with the Me Too movement and all that shit.
Yeah.
And so
He thought he was untouchable.
Yeah, he thought he was
The money.
untouchable. Yeah, absolutely.
The money will get to your head. And
Yeah, that's
the money
right.
will. You think the money's gonna guard you?
And then you have
It'll-
all these people, all these yes people around you, like, oh no, you good and
Yeah.
you good and you good, and now his ass is he caught up, and Cook County ain't gonna let him out. I'm telling you, he gonna do something. I don't care if it's a minor charge or they narrow it all the way down. He gonna do some time. You know what I mean? I hate to see
should.
another
You have to
fallen
cover all his
soldier.
tracks.
You gotta throw him in there with like Bill Cosby and a few others, man.
Yeah.
That's a damn
Uncle
shame.
Bill.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. But
That hurt too for me.
yeah, Bill
Just
hurt.
as a comic and as
He's a legend. I mean,
he's a legend till this day. No matter what, I'm saying, he's a legend. But also, like you look at everything behind it. He was about to buy NBC, like a portion. What is it? A portion of NBC or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
something
wow.
like that.
Is
Yeah,
Is rich, intelligent, funny,
Charity.
successful.
Pioneer.
But the
Pioneer.
powers that be don't want that shit. They
But
didn't
you
want
know
Bill
what?
owning any of that. You know what I mean? And so, whether or not things were substantiated or not, they weren't trying to hear that.
Bill was voted, #1 American's dad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Fucking Dr.
American's
Hospital,
dad
man.
is
Come
now
on,
in-
man.
Even Felicia Rashad was
American
like,
jail.
this is a great man. Like how, you know what I'm saying? Felicia Rashad being like the dope Rashad, right?
Yeah, Felicia Rashad. Yeah.
The
I love
mom.
her.
Yeah. Beautiful woman,
Beautiful. Still
successful.
beautiful.
Yeah, like even she stood up for him. I'm
mean,
not saying I'm
It
standing
must
up.
hurt her. Like
It must.
must
It-
be a dear
definitely.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Well,
about their
the
friend.
Bill thing has a broader reach, even into the future and all that. I got younger kids and shit, and I be trying to turn them on to like some of the things that I kind of grew up with to give them a history on things
Yeah.
and
Fat Albert.
yeah, all that, Fat Albert, all that shit. But the Cosby Show will be a thing that I'm kind of like bark on for a while until to give it some time because it's in the media now, and so you go to school talking about Rudy and all these people, they be like, what's going on? So
Yeah.
it's a damn shame, man. It really, really is.
Speaking about more struggle, Jamal Lyon.
Oh God.
What's his name? Jussie Smollett.
Jussie Omelette.
Or whatever his name is.
Juicy omelet. They're calling him.
So he got caught lying about his experience and
Allegedly.
His attack or
allegedly. Well,
But what do you guys think?
everybody say he's lying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's lying too. I mean, seriously, man. After I kind of read a few articles and all that, and then sometimes when things happen to you, when you're traumatized by something, it kind of comes off. You can see that shit, and his was just not authentic for me.
Right.
And
Was this the
when-
Empire guy?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Empire guy.
Oh man.
Yeah, and when you drill down a
Yeah.
little deeper, what the motivation seems like it was for more money. I mean, shit,
He wanted to sell out his concert. You didn't see
Yeah.
that?
Oh, he got a little album coming out.
Yeah,
I
Right?
got
just
outcome
feel
now,
like
yeah.
I felt like there was something funny with those stories from the beginning.
hell
I
yeah.
just didn't say anything, obviously, because I was like, okay, I don't know him. Like, I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
I didn't even
yeah.
know him. I don't watch Empire, but I was like, I don't know, like it just from what I was seeing on Instagram, how
Like the videos
the
of the-
police report,
Yeah.
and like how like he had the noose over his head for like an hour.
He said he didn't
If I
even
had
know
a
what
noose
it was
over
on.
my head, I would have taken like out of trauma. I would have like taken it off.
Exactly.
He
He
had it
said
like
he
if it
wanna-
was like a
yeah.
necklace.
He said he wanted to leave it there until the cops come for.
Okay, well, now fuck all that. See,
Yeah,
well,
it
like,
was-
like,
but-
okay,
yeah.
this happened in Chicago, right?
Yeah, yeah. So before, all right, this is the story, right?
Yeah, I gotta
So
explain
he flew into Chicago, right? So he called his friend to pick him up at the airport, right?
Right.
So his friend that he called is a creative director, right? So once his friend picked him up, they wanted to go to Walgreens to get something to eat.
Walgreens. What the fuck you
This
getting at
is- this is the
Walgreens?
story.
They got no-
This
He
is
should
the
have went to
story.
7-Eleven.
Crackers?
So they
Walgreens?
drove to Walgreens, right, and saw that it was closed. So once he saw it was closed, it was the Subways across the street. He said this Subways is 24 hours. Now, never in the history of Oprah Winfrey, right? This Subways is open 24 hours. I never knew a Subway was open 24 hours. I never seen it.
I
know
said
what?
But that's what he
If it
said.
ain't no
Me
White Castle
either.
and shit like
Nah.
He
that.
said
you know
there
what
was
I
a
mean?
24-hour Subway.
Hell no.
So then, after he was in order a salad from
The
Subway,
6-inch and shit.
That's what he wanted, a
Yeah.
6-inch. That's what he really wanted.
He
called his,
long.
yeah, so
That's
after
how he got
he's-
caught up.
Yeah, so after he's in Subway's, he ordered a salad. I don't know why he wanted.
He wanted to toss the salad. That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
What?
So he called his manager, right? And then while he was on the phone with his manager, somebody yelled out, "Hey, Empire!" So he looked back and said, "Oh, you talking to me?" So he was like, "Yeah, you the nigga from Empire." So
That's how he said
said,
it?
"Why you talking to me like that?" And then he said the attacker punched him in his face, and then he punched the attacker in the face back. Right. Then he said, right, they were scuffling, right, and then he said there was another person.
Man,
That's still
come on, man.
unidentified.
This dude,
Yeah, it was another person that came
he
and
a
started
buck
jumping
05
him.
dripping wet.
So this,
Come
so
on,
this
man.
other person came out of nowhere. Right.
He
First
thought
he
it
said,
was a bomb.
Yeah, first he said it was one person with a MAGA
Yeah.
hat, right? And then he said once he started fighting with the guy with the MAGA hat, there was somebody else with a MAGA hat and started jumping him.
Yeah.
Nah,
I mean, the whole story, it just sounds.
Wow.
And they said they threw bleach on him, and he didn't notice till he started smelling his clothes.
I think the
and all
number
stuff.
one
Shit
thing
just
that
kept
gave it
growing
away
on.
out of the whole report was the fact that he said that he called his manager first instead of the cops, and it took an hour for him to call the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he called the cops, he didn't want to give in his phone.
No.
I was like, oh come on,
He
it's
didn't wanna
over.
give it to the
like that
specialist.
is.
No, he said that he feared that stuff was gonna be taken off his phone. Like he had like songs on there
Man,
and like
come
personal
on,
emails
Yeah.
for people.
Listen, man. First of
That
all,
stuff is gonna get leaked.
when he was on his way to fucking Walgreens for some food.
It's-
anybody-
oh, by the way, it's
went
2 in the
fucking
morning.
Walgreens. Oh,
It's 2 in the morning.
You see what I'm saying?
And it's like 20
It's
below.
negative 20.
Hey man,
Yeah,
Chicago
in
is a rough
Chicago.
ass city, and if they out to get your ass, they ain't trying to be like pushing you and hitting you and shit like that. They gonna get you, get your cash, and then get your phone or whatever they got, and they gone. It ain't gonna be none of that fucking around and all
It's
that.
negative
So,
20 degrees
that's what I'm saying. So
in Chicago.
you know the
Yeah.
biggest travesty in this whole thing is that he brought up the guy, make America great and all that shit. So
so.
you start doing that, and then it's gonna be other situations to come up where it's gonna be like the boy who cried wolf. You know what I mean? On the next attacks, people gonna be like, so no, it wasn't us. So
Yeah.
that's what the tragedy is in this shit.
Yeah.
He being greedy and I don't know, a little narcissistic and self-centered for me.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
look. He lying to the police. I
Yeah.
say they do something with him now.
Yeah. Also, his director on Empire, Lee Daniels, posted something on Twitter, right, announcing that Jussie got attacked. Then Taraji P Henson posted something up, and she was like, "This is terrible. This happened to him, and y'all go on any music platform to stream his music." That whole shit sounds shady. to me.
Yeah,
Some
that
PR
was,
shit in
That
there.
sound-
that
yeah,
was
that's a
so-
PR shit in
And
there.
that's why they're saying that now it's like they're even furthering the
Wow.
investigation. Like who was in on it too? It was
Yeah.
probably like a group thing, but he
Yeah.
was like the mule that they sent it.
Exactly.
Did you see the guys that were
Shoot.
supposed to have assaulted him?
It was
Yeah.
they
These
were
fucking
extras,
Nigerian-
right?
Nigerian-
These fucking guys are
Nigerian
man. These
brothers.
guys are
He's a
gold
Nigerian.
gym type
Nigerian.
Did you
motherfuckers.
see his
Yeah.
injuries though?
No, I ain't see it.
That's why I
He
like the
only
fact
had
that
like a
Joe
bruise,
Budden.
like a bruise something right
And they
here.
could have done that with makeup.
Two big brolic Nigerian guys. Come on,
they would,
man.
they would have fucked him up.
They could've
I'm
done
Listen,
sorry,
some
that's
damage.
what it was. Yeah,
I
they
think
could've
the
did major
best,
damage.
I think the best part of all of this is all the Instagram comedians that are coming up with sketches and shit.
There you go.
Hilarious.
A lot of
Yo,
material
man.
there.
Like
Lot
one of my
material.
boys, his name is Brandon Reeves. Shout out to him. He did this funny ass like. Even D.L. Hughley reposted it. And it was just like he came out and they came out with their script. Like, all right, we're going to do this to you. And he was like, nah, you got to sound whiter. You got to sound whiter, It's like, it's so funny. And it's like, what's so sad though.
Wow,
like
that's
you said,
crazy.
the boy that cried wolf.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
It's like
you know what I mean?
one, you're black. Two, you're gay. So these are
Right.
two things you got on you.
Right.
Those are
right.
both
That'll-
handicaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're fucked when the gay community is
They're
like,
like,
you
"Fuck
failed
you."
us because they were like, I
Both
have a
sides say
gay
that.
friend,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's like, I
Yeah.
can't
Black-
believe you.
Black community
Like,
and the gay community.
that-
They're like, come on,
yeah.
man.
And with so much
Can't
shit,
do that.
with so
Can't
much
do
shit going on in Chicago, Chicago was really going, out to get his ass. And going back to R. Kelly, it's enough shit going on in Chicago.
Chicago,
Yeah,
yeah.
they don't need any more negativity.
don't
for
bring
them.
that shit to
Yeah,
New
don't
York,
bring-
please.
Yeah, no, please don't bring that
I
shit
hope
to
nobody
New York.
from New York.
No, see, no, in New York, he would have been fucked up. I mean,
And then the tweets of like Donald Trump is having a field day with this.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's almost like I think the tweet that he said that he was like, "Good job, Jussie." Like, oh.
Yeah, you gotta say something. You gotta
Yeah,
say
Trump
something.
always got to say something.
I think
about
some,
it.
you know what,
petty.
I want to see him held accountable, but throw his ass into some therapy or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
I think
he ain't no
that-
hardened criminal. He lying to the police, but he needs to be held accountable.
I personally think he doesn't. I don't think he deserves jail time but I do think that he needs to pay a fine and he needs to do community service. Like he needs to pay some type of
That's
price.
And he
fair.
need to, and he need to apologize
And
too.
he should get
Need to
fired from
explain why
Empire.
he
Yes, he should. Yeah,
From
he really
Empire.
should.
And
His
never
ass
get
should.
booked on anything.
You know, I don't.
He needs to go
Yeah.
back to work at Walgreens or something.
Bring all that way.
Go to Subway, 24 hours.
Subway.
And get them 6 inches for
Give him
free.
the overnight shift.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was gay. I mean, I was like, really? Come on now. Like, I
Man,
mean,
you'd be
it's a-
surprised who's gay out here, man.
You
Trust
hear
me.
all types
Oh
of shit.
God, I'm not even gonna get into it.
No, we'll get into it later.
I'm not
then.
even gonna get into it.
All right,
What else
so
you got, Jeff? What you got,
Liam
man? What you got?
Neeson.
Oh,
Oh
shit,
God,
not
Who?
Neeson.
Liam Neeson,
Neeson.
the actor. So he,
The
he's
Taken
From
guy.
Taken.
Yeah, the
so-
Taken guy. So he was out promoting his new movie, and he said about 40 years ago. Well, the question was, how did you? Because the movie, they saying that this movie is so
Pursuit
dark.
or some shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
the movie is so dark. The character that he's playing. So the interviewer asked him, like, how did you tap in into this character? So he's explaining himself, and he said about 40 years ago, his friend was raped, and
By a
she
black
told
man.
him, yeah, she told him that that it was a black man, and he said, well, he went out for like 4 days to a week to the city. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what city that is.
To
either.
the
Gotham City.
to
No,
the
he went
city,
to Gotham City.
and try to look for a black person to attack, right?
Right.
So and then it took him like beyond 4 days to a week until his rage came down, and he actually took a step back to realize that I'm doing something really insane, and I could hurt somebody, and I could actually hurt myself.
Right. Right.
So my opinion on this is that my questions on this is Liam Neeson racist? Is he a racist? For saying so. This is his quote, right? I'm looking, waiting for a black bastard to come out the pub to kill him.
No.
You know,
that's not even a question.
first of all, what city is this motherfucker in?
Well,
that he walking around for 4 days and he
I think
don't
he's
see
from, like,
a-
Australia
he don't
or
see
something.
one black
Ireland,
person.
like what?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
Was his
right.
Ireland?
Yeah.
That's some fucked up
Very-
shit because Irish people are like the bottom of the white. You know what I'm saying? Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Like, you should know better.
Yeah.
He really should have known better. I mean, look here, man. I think he just, his friend got, accosted. We don't, that's not cool. You shouldn't be raping anybody, and then all that.
That's one.
Yeah, that's one fucking thing. You shouldn't be raping
Yeah,
anybody. But to talking about going out and getting a black man. So I can see talking about getting revenge on the person. Yeah, the person who perpetrated the
Yeah,
the
get that black
crime and all
bastard.
that.
Get him.
But you talking about going out and getting any black face? That could have been
Yeah.
me, you. That could have been any
That's
fucking
actually
body.
modern day lynching.
Yeah, that's what it is,
Yes.
man. You
Because
just going out looking for a black face.
Exactly.
He could have found an Indian guy that was,
Yeah.
darker skinned.
Yeah.
He could have,
he
not
said that he didn't.
Or a
he didn't hurt
Dominican.
nobody.
or a Dominican.
Anybody.
Oh hell yeah,
Anybody.
you know what I mean?
So he said he didn't.
She better
hurt
local. What you
Yeah.
doing, local?
He could've
anybody.
got anybody.
So you
That's
say he
fucked
did.
up,
he
man.
said- so you saying that he didn't hurt anybody, but we don't know that.
Thank-
Right.
I mean, you could have like punched somebody in the face, or
I personally
I don't think you killed anybody, but you could have did something harmful to an innocent black person.
Yeah, he
I
could have.
personally think that he drinks a lot. He gives me that vibe, like he's a drunk. And I shouldn't be saying this because I'm drinking.
Invite him
pouring-
over for one.
And pouring that
only because he's an Irish man.
pouring
I
that
just
shit mad loud.
I'm sorry. I was literally like, he gives me the vibe like he, especially before he became successful, that he was like he used to drink a lot, and I feel
Like
like,
a
maybe
rummy.
like maybe he said those words out of like, his out, but I do feel like
Liquor
it's
courage.
disappointing. It's disappointing because I love him as an actor. I think he's an amazing actor, but I do think he's.
I
racist.
think he came out saying that shit. I think he was trying to promote the movie. I really do. I think he was trying to disclose something
Kind
that
of
was like,
promotion?
yeah,
because
you
they
know,
asked him like, "How did you tap into?"
Yeah,
this,
yeah. This is the way I got into this
movie.
movie. You got to go see this movie because you seeing some authentic type, feelings and all that. And he miscalculated how sensitive that is. I don't know where his paradigm is or whatever, but he miscalculated how the world control was going to take that. And then, you know, once he said it, it was too late to walk it back.
Right.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
going around looking for a black person, that's like me going around saying, I'm looking, you know.
And this is Ireland. There's not a lot of black people.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you walked around for 4 days and see
So
a
it's
black
just-
person.
Everybody knows what black people live in Ireland.
Yeah, you see what
I
I'm
also
saying?
think
I
that,
don't know, man.
and it's not like to play devil's advocate, like to defend him or nothing. I just feel like he has mental problems. Like on top of him drinking, didn't his ex-wife die from like a ski?
Oh yeah,
um,
she got in a ski
yeah.
accident.
accident?
Yeah, yeah.
Supposedly they were already saying that he was already kind of showing
Little depression,
signs
little
of,
rage.
like
little
rage,
rage or
and like
something.
like loquera, like who we say in Spanish, like he's kind of going crazy. So maybe,
But his wife died recently because this happened 40 years ago.
Yeah, this was a couple years ago that his wife
how
died
it
in
doesn't
a
it doesn't
ski
dismiss
accident,
the
yeah.
fact. I still think that that's in him, you know. But I feel like the fact that he just outright said it and didn't think about it, I feel like that's the craziness activating in him.
You know what? The
But-
way he should have tried to he should have tried to spin it like I
Well-
was going out trying to get revenge on that person. But when you broad stroke the canvas with like a black person, man, I got to look at your ass a little differently.
Exactly.
With my
And
And
one
he
good
didn't
idea, you know?
apologize. Like he didn't say afterwards, like,
Nah, he
"Oh, but I take
apologized.
it
He
back. I'm
apologized.
sorry."
He tried to walk it back, but you know, you
It
say
did,
that, man,
yeah.
and that
So wait,
just
so he said all this, and he said that he went through this or did all this to prepare for a role.
Yes, that was the
Okay,
question.
so as far as like entertainment,
Yeah.
I could see people like just for an example, Jim Carrey. He gets into character. He gets straight into the character. There was this, I forgot, I don't know. He's a comedian that he played, right? That he went mad because he became this character.
right.
Is that Andy Kaufman?
Yes.
Bro? Yes.
Andy Kaufman. Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
crap. Like,
Okay.
if you've seen the documentary.
Oh, that's great.
And it touched so
Great.
much
Great
because
job.
it's like, yeah, great job. It's like a lot of people in the entertainment industry, they suffer from a lot of depression, anxiety, a lot of mental illnesses that we don't talk about. So to tap into that maybe, yes, he probably suffers from some kind of mental illness,
Yeah.
but also like you have to learn how to balance the creativity part of art of what you're
reality.
doing with reality.
With reality,
Because
yeah.
if you're gonna go on CNN or all these, interviews and say, well, look, the way I tapped into this role is I became a racist.
Right. That's
Because
not,
we're
that's
gonna
not
take
cool.
it the wrong way. It's like, no, motherfucker, you just a racist.
Absolutely.
And especially you white. So automatically, as a person of color, you're gonna think a white person is white, is racist.
Absolutely.
Because that's just what we're built growing up. That's just
Right,
that's just the reality.
That's kind
The
of
experience that we go
reality,
through.
That's the
That's
experience.
the experiences and all that.
And it's unfortunate for him, but you know what? We live in a time right now. One, people are extra sensitive right now. Two, minorities are becoming the majority.
Absolutely.
And you just gotta watch your mouth now.
And then a
You
lot
gotta
of his
take that hood out his
co-stars are,
back pocket.
are black women, minorities. Like most of his co-stars are, like, so
Yeah. So
they're probably looking at him like
Like,
I want to work with you.
It's gonna take him a while to
Yeah, it's
kind
gonna
of
take
like
him a while.
really
Absolutely.
recover his
yeah, he's
reputation.
gonna need a
and-
good PR
Yeah.
PR team to
Yes,
bring
he
him
is.
back up.
Yes, he
'cause-
is. He really is.
So speaking of racists, Donald Trump
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
Oh Jesus!
declared a state of emergency at the border
that's
to
ridiculous.
get the federal funding for this wall.
That touches home for me.
Yeah.
My parents are Guatemalan. They're immigrants. I mean, my mom is a citizen now. My dad's a resident. But it's like, I have family that have crossed the border and that work so hard
Right.
to send money back to our family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like a state of emergency for what? Like, what is... The thing is that, like, it's not just Central America that's coming over here.
It's everybody.
People are coming via
everybody.
plane.
Absolutely.
Via boats. Like, you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Like, it's not, why are you just focused? Like, what is it that you want in Central America? And then you're trying to keep in there.
Tortillas.
Tortillas.
Tacos.
That's what he is. No, like, think about it.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
Yeah.
I think he's over. He's overpromised. He's overpromised everything, and everything that he's promised has failed through. And this one thing that he, was harping on from the beginning was this fucking wall. And I think that's what he's trying to do. He's gonna die trying to build this fucking wall. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I think it's just him trying
It's
to
an ego
preserve.
thing.
Yeah, it's an ego. It's an ego thing. You know, because I got big hands and shit. Get the fuck out of
No,
here.
he don't got no big hands. You seen him?
No, that's what I'm
His
saying. I'm
son
saying
has-
that.
his
I'm
son
saying that
has-
facetiously with his little hands and his little thing.
No.
You know, little pecker worker.
Like, do
know?
you know how?
I hope he listening too.
Do you know how? I mean, it takes such a long time to build something so big like that.
Absolutely.
Like, or the amount of time that you're gonna take trying to build a wall. My people, right? Our people are gonna be
they're
building
into-
tunnels.
Absolutely. People craftier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, like there was this comic that I saw recently. Like he was saying something so funny about it. His name was John Lester. He's so funny. He was like that he wants to be the dude at the border when this is happening, selling like two for $5 ladders and shit. Like, yo, we getting these Mexicans over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just so funny to me. It's like, you know, all the amount of time that you are dedicating to close off, you know, on you know, Central America or just, you know, Hispanics, period, is they're gonna build. They're gonna build something to get, no matter what.
Well, the wall is so low tech too. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
With all this technology we have,
Like,
with-
really want a wall?
Yeah,
You want a wall?
Yeah, you want a fucking wall? I mean, come on.
Nah,
You know,
that's-
I
Find a way
love
to
China,
go
but
with a
China
wall.
got the best wall out there. You know, what I mean? You know, they got
Even
the
that
biggest,
shit is breaking.
Yeah,
Like,
Took them centuries to build
I
that.
just
they
think
got
that
the biggest,
he
best
is-
wall.
essentially,
I
yes.
personally
Get
think
outta
that
here.
he's not even doing this like to fulfill, like, almost like it didn't really come from him. He's motivated to do this
His base, as they say.
from his base by his racist voters. It's almost like they're gonna like the fact that I do this.
He's just trying to
they're
come
the ones
back.
that they're gonna keep me in office. So
Yeah,
because of that,
exactly.
I need to do what they would want me to do.
Yeah.
Like, type of thing. I think that deep down inside he's probably like, whatever. But it's you know, it's what his people want.
Yeah,
Or the
this
people
is
that voted for him wanted.
Definitely, this whole wall thing is definitely what, like, someone, like, I was on Tinder earlier, and some guy, first thing he asked me, like, he didn't even ask, he didn't ask me how I was or anything. He just asked me, do you think Donald Trump is gonna win again? And I was like, kinda.
He asked you this
I
on
do
Tinder?
He could. He
Oh
wrote
my
that.
God.
I said, kinda. Like, my money's on
That's
Bernie
hilarious.
Sanders now that he's, you know, that he's just, you know, whatever. But, you know, Trump is a businessman. Okay.
That's it.
Above all,
It's it.
he's
He is
not
he is a
smart.
businessman.
He's not smart. He's not
not a
intelligent.
politician.
He's not a politician.
No, he's a
but he has a
businessman.
good team. He does have a good team that's gonna, you know, be able to carry him into the next
Clean up the mess.
Yeah. And he's using this wall thing as a distraction. I think that's what it is. Above all, he does things. His tactics are to distract the American people.
Absolutely. Wag the dog is what
And
he's
we
doing.
don't know what he's
That's
doing
what he's doing.
behind.
He's
And you
wagging
know
the
what? We don't like to look at the truth. We don't like to say the truth. We don't like to hear the truth. But behind all that, there's something bigger behind that. He has plans he's destructive.
Absolutely.
So not only is he destructing, you know, just, you know, the American people, but most importantly, our people, you know, the you know, people of color, the poor,
Absolutely.
and it's for his benefit and his family's benefit,
The
not ours.
the 1%ers. That's what he's doing.
Yes.
I mean, you know, it's the divide and conquer thing. That's what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? I've never seen a president be so divisive in my life. I mean, I just
And
haven't.
he's still there.
And he's still there.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody had wrote, like, that's so.
Not the drink, though.
Yeah, right.
Not the
Donald Trump did
drink.
it. Donald Trump.
That's the
There
click.
was-
It's clicking already.
Yeah.
It's clicking already.
It's clicking.
There was a friend of mine who wrote on Facebook, she post was like, yo, remember when assassination was a thing? And I was like, well, you know, be careful when you say things like that, one. But two, they only assassinate people that do good.
Right. Exactly. See, and you're absolutely
That's a
right.
good point.
So look at-
You know,
That's a great
I
point.
had a theory about that as well, and so you know, somebody like Obama, they would have went after him. They don't.
I'm
Oh,
surprised.
he would've
No,
been
I
out.
was so
Yeah,
scared for
been
him.
out.
When
They
he-
don't want to use an assassination
they-
on
they-
Trump
that
because
would've
they think
been-
he's going to flame out himself. You know what I mean? And I do believe, I think he's going to flame out himself. You know, it's just going to be how much damage is going to be in his wake. But I don't think he's going to last. I really, really don't.
I
don't
hope
think he's
not.
going to
Like,
last.
even he was surprised that he won the presidency. If you
Yeah.
look,
Absolutely.
if you look at his reactions and his family's reactions,
Absolutely.
they were like,
They were like, oh.
yeah,
wow.
yeah, like,
And
that's how I-
we won it.
And you know what?
it's
And you know
true.
what? Whether a part of me believes that the Russian had to do something to
Oh,
do with that.
Absolutely. Oh, he's
You know,
on the
just
bed
cheap
with the
votes.
Russians.
On the payroll.
That or
Putin is his girlfriend.
or
You saw
the
the Vanity
people,
Fair.
right. So it's like either the Russians had something to do with it and make him win, or the people spoke.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like your neighbors who you think were your neighbors, don't really fuck with you.
Exactly. Well, you know, he didn't win the popular vote. Though.
didn't.
No.
You know, he didn't win the popular vote.
He won the
See,
college.
you know, we got to go in and tweak the fucking electoral college and all that. You see what I'm saying? So
Change that
if you
shit.
go out and you put in the person who the American people voted for, his ass would be long gone. You know what I mean? So if we can't get rid of him, you know, judiciously, you know, like we're trying to do, Mueller's trying to do his thing and all
Impeach,
that.
yeah.
We don't want to use an assassination on his ass because it's going to be somebody more important in the world to come up that we're going to have to use that on. They're going to go on to the next person. And so it ain't always got to be you that we get. It could be somebody else, and we all know who his prized possession is. You know.
Yeah.
Who do you
old
think is-
sweet Ivanka. You know, something's going to happen to her ass. Or
Yeah.
something's going to happen to Lil Baron, excuse me, out there, hoping the CIA ain't listening, no shit like that. But seriously, that's the way they do shit in this world. And,
Yeah.
and
They
if-
play dirty.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you don't know that, then he's a real
His relationship with Ivanka's creeps
It's
me
so
out.
weird,
yeah,
no?
It creeps me out.
he's a real naive guy. He really,
especially
really is.
after
He's a
what
very
he said
naive
about
guy.
her.
That he
like,
would fuck her. He would
yeah.
fuck her if that wasn't his daughter.
Absolutely, and
That's
that
disgusting.
and
Like,
that
she's
there
hot.
is
He said
that
she's
is that's
hot.
sick.
That's that incest shit.
Yeah, that's
That's
sick.
so crazy.
I believe. I'm
And
not
the
even
pictures
gonna
with
say
her
it.
sitting
I
on
think
his lap and everything.
you know,
that's
he
crazy.
may have fucked with her when she was younger.
Of course.
Yeah, you know.
I
what
wouldn't be
mean?
surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel
either.
like he's one of those dads that are like, no one's good enough for my daughter. Only me. Come here.
No, I'm
like
the-
type of
Yeah.
thing. Like
I'm-
just obsessed with
call,
her.
I'm gonna call Ice-T and Elizabeth Benson to go get his ass.
Hell yeah.
SVU
we got
unit.
we
Go
got
get his ass.
we got to go get that shotty.
And then
huh?
her husband looks like
Exactly. Yeah, it's like I said
Where's
last
my shotty? Oh,
episode.
fuck it.
You know, it's like Donald Trump is like Suge Knight and America is Death Row Records. That's exactly what it is.
I never
Yeah.
thought about it that way.
That's
He's
exactly
trying to
what it is.
godfather the whole shit.
Oh yeah.
He got me so nervous. You know, he got elected and he looked like me. I was like, oh my god.
He's a mess.
And you know what's so scary to me? Like, you know, we were talking about church and stuff. Like, are you on Facebook? You're on Facebook, right?
No, I
You're not?
deleted that shit.
Man, I feel like I really wanted to
Sorry,
delete.
Zuckerberg.
I'm sorry. At Facebook.
I really want to delete my Facebook, but I need it for like
You
know,
needed
comedy
comedy.
production.
I
Yeah,
know.
for
Yeah,
promotions
yeah.
or
You gotta
whatever.
get your content out there.
But when I see people that we went to church with talk about Trump, like go Trump, like people are disrespecting our president. I'm like,
What?
bitch. One, you're an immigrant. Two, you're poor.
Right.
And I'm like, you're dumb as hell.
What
like,
could
he
he be
is
doing
not-
for you? Yeah,
Listen, when he got elected, even though obviously I didn't elect him. Some people thought I did because I wasn't neutral, but I was kind of like, oh my god, okay, like this is it. We're gonna have to deal with it. I said a comment that was like, listen, he wasn't my first choice, but this is the guy that's elected now. Let's see, maybe God can change his heart. I took the Christian route.
Nah, girl, that
What
don't
was
work.
that for? What was that for? People were like, oh, like some people were like, yes, girl, amen. I'm like, no, I'm not a fan of him. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
These are
God
the
Like
can
guys
only
that-
I
do so much.
understand. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
not with
understand
his
being
ass.
open minded to what he could possibly do. But no,
then afterwards, I regretted putting
saying
that because
yeah.
then
that's
I
why you deleted
I
your
s-
Facebook.
That's one of the many reasons why. But I was like, wow,
is the
people
devil
are,
himself,
especially
man.
Spanish people,
Lucifer.
you're right. Where I'm like, okay, I literally seen because of that whole abortion, the 12-term abortion law that
See.
was passed. Now all of a sudden, people that were Democrats, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, like I'm a Donald Trump fan now, and I'm just like, because of that, like
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you
That
guys?
add up.
Like I have a
Like-
family member that tries to debate. I'm like, don't debate me when you don't really know your facts. You
I
know what I'm
have a-
saying? Like he's straight deep into church or whatever, evangelical or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you know, Trump. I was like, you voted for him because of the whole abortion thing. Motherfucker, you're not even having sex. So like that has nothing to do with you.
Talking about abortion, it's amazing how guys and men can always, you know, comment
decision
on
on
somebody's own, you know,
On
a
a
woman's
woman's
I have
body.
a,
woman-
I have
you
a
ain't, you
theory
ain't
with that,
carried
but
a
I'm
baby,
not-
you ain't
that's-
been
that's
pregnant,
one-
you ain't had a period. Get the fuck out of here. I
Yeah.
don't care. We get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, speaking of get the fuck out of here. Blackface. Montclair, Gucci,
Montclair's
Katy
in on it
Perry.
too? I didn't know that.
Montclair did it.
Katy Perry
Burberry.
did it?
Katy Perry got some shoes.
Oh,
with
the
black.
Gucci
Oh
shoes.
my God,
Yeah.
Those are
yes.
so ugly.
Really?
Why would she wear them?
That's one thing. That's ugly. It's not even stylish.
It's not even.
Blackface.
Yeah,
That's
so
some crazy shit.
my whole thing on this is just is to me is mockery. And
Absolutely mockery,
Like,
yeah.
who is sitting in the ballroom? Yeah, let's put these monkey faces on these products
On a
on Black
t-shirt.
History Month.
You're right
Like,
because
who's
lately I've
not
been
thinking
seeing that
about
it's a
this?
string of
It's
high-end
a pattern.
designers.
It's a pattern.
At first it was who was it? It was Gucci, right?
It's Gucci.
Then it was Burberry.
Yeah.
Now it's Montclair.
Montclair.
But there was
Somebody's
another
got the
one
noose
bef-
next
it was
T-shirt.
Prada.
Who was that? Who was that?
Prada did
Prada
it before.
too. Prada. Yeah.
And I mean, I always knew, like, with high-end designers, from what I heard, I always knew that there was a lot of misogyny. There was a lot of obviously a lot of people that were kind of fucked up, like on drugs or what, all this. But like that whole, I don't know, racism. That's kind of weird. Like,
well, blackface. I mean, it's kind of weird. That. Maybe I'm gonna say maybe it is, mockery of, of people of color and all that. But it's kind of ironic, like, when people do that shit because, everybody go to the tanning booth and all that type of shit. What the fuck, if you know what I mean? I mean, come on, if you so
there's
against,
a lot of fat shaming.
But if you so against like black people, why are you, at the fucking tanning booth? Going to the Riviera and then going to Mexico, trying to sit in the sun, going to Jamaica and all that shit, trying to get your hair dreaded and all that. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Unless you if you want to know something about the culture or go absorb it and be it, but don't try to be it and then try to talk shit about it in the same breath. I find that very contradictory. I find that hypocritical. You know what I mean? I want to say some. I lived in the Midwest for a while, and there's a such thing called Minnesota Nights. I'm gonna pick on your ass, Minnesota. And Minnesota's a cool ass city, very progressive city and all that. And I was reading some articles about 2 weeks ago, and I clicked a little further deep down in there, and I saw a town out in Edina. Yeah, Edina, I'm talking about your bitch ass. That they had a prom where all these people were like wearing blackface and shit like this, and so I don't get it.
That's scary.
Is it a mockery or is it something that you're trying to embrace?
Yeah.
If you so hate a race, why are you going to put shoe polish and shit on your face? I don't get it. I really don't get it.
It's funny you guys bring up blackface because I was just thinking about it the other day. So like 2 years ago, I was booked on this I want to say like an independent film kind of thing in North Carolina, right? So he picked these two young white boys who are like actors, and then me, who's a Spanish chick, right? Born and raised in the Bronx, right? So we met up in Raleigh, North Carolina. We drove maybe like about an hour out in like the country. So when we finally like called him to something like, hey, we can't find the place, he was like, when he spoke, he sounded like a robot. Like it was just weird. It was like he was like, I can meet you, and we're like, holy shit.
Oh, that's a setup.
I'm like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do
Shari,
this.
that's a setup.
That's what I thought. I was like, nah, we should go back.
So you from the Bronx now?
I know that was
better
the
than
first.
that.
Yeah. So I didn't really know. So after reading like the script, so it was like okay. So first of all, when we met him, he was a really nice dude, but he was like real nerdy. He was real small, but with that voice, it was like really deep. He sounded like that in person. And he was a black guy, right? He wrote this script about white people partying at like a blackface party.
Oh yeah, those are heavy in college.
Yeah, it was like a college party. Yeah.
Okay.
So he wanted to So I was like, all right, like it was $250 each that we were getting paid. I'm like, I'm fucking doing it, right? I'm doing it for the money. So he gives us like this like brown like makeup.
Oh.
To put it in, it's like for me it looked like bronzer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know. And deep down inside, I'm like, I don't feel comfortable doing this.
And this is recently?
No, it's like maybe like 2-3 years ago.
But still, though, that's fucking recently.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's like, okay, so whatever. So we learned our lines and everything. And then there was this part where he was like, all right, I think you should like twerk in this part.
Oh, dance jive.
Yeah.
Second drive.
Yeah, get the fuck
I'm
out
like,
of here.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is so weird. And then like a few days ago, I started thinking about it after the whole blackface thing, right? So I'm like, okay, if I become famous and this motherfucker never brought this shit out. Right. Like I was like, I hope he doesn't come out and say like she did blackface.
That'll be some backlash on your
on
ass.
me.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
absolutely.
okay, you know what? First of all, it was for $250. Right. Second of all, I'm not like I didn't do that shit to be racist. I was just going. It was a script about what happens at a college or like a white college or whatever. Right. So I'm thinking in mind. I'm like, oh my God. That was probably the dumbest shit I've ever done.
Right.
You know,
shit like that does come back to get you, though.
So I'm talking about this on the podcast.
I mean,
it just came back to get some political guy. Remember?
It's you, but I believe it because
I thought he was part of the Illuminati afterwards. I was like, you know what? He probably knows I'm gonna be famous one day.
Right.
Let me put this under here.
I just think that he was a really wealthy, white guy that was racist. But
no, it was a black guy.
Black guy.
I would like to hear a panel like Oprah, the fucking View or somebody talk about blackface, from a white perspective though, to really see, what's that about? Because again, if it is a mockery type thing, I don't know. Can you find another way to mock somebody? Is that really mocking, or are you looking like the fucking fool with that shoe polish on your face?
So with
you see what I'm saying?
So with the script,
I don't get it.
The script that he gave us, it was like, all right, you're gonna be like blackface and party or whatever, and then you won't be able to take it off. So that was the whole thing. You can't take it off. So now you gotta like walk around with this blackface, and then we get pulled over by cops. And then it's like kind of saying like this is what happens, and like white people were in blackface, and now you get to experience what what
it feels
black
like.
People,
Okay,
so that's what
that.
that was the back. So that's why I did. I was like, this is like a good example.
So it's like some type of artistic kind of
right.
Yeah.
So, but then, like, after all of this started happening
story,
with, like, the
yeah.
blackface, like, even what's his name? What's the stupid-ass boxer, Mayweather?
Floyd.
He wore it, and he was like, I'm going to wear it
And it
because
was
this is
Floyd.
style, and I'm going to this and that.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah,
But
I'm going to do what I
you
want to do.
You know,
back in the vaudeville days, they would actually have black, black, stage people wearing blackface.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. You're already
That's
black.
weird.
What the fuck you need blackface?
Yeah,
so,
I have to do it.
so that goes back to the mockery type thing.
Yeah,
so,
watch the movie Bojangles.
Yeah, I ate a lot of that chicken when I was in North Carolina.
Right.
Welcome.
I cried at Bojangles a lot of
This
times.
Bojangles. So somebody out there that's doing some Ellen, Oprah, whoever got some fucking shows,
The View?
The View, somebody like that. Let's get that out
The
there.
Real?
Yeah, let's talk about some blackface
I
and
don't
what the
know-
fuck
I don't know if
it's
you
born
guys
out
are-
of, and why people still doing it. I want to hear that.
I don't know if you guys are too familiar with K-pop. I'm a huge K-pop like fan.
Like Korean pop, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what is that?
Music,
Korean
yeah.
Give me some kimchi.
I know it's
Yeah.
food or some shit.
And I feel like
What's up,
from what
Dallas?
I've seen, it's kind of like they've gotten targeted too when it comes to that because there was like one or two artists that were forced to do blackface as well. They're known for like doing black cultural appropriation, and like a lot of people, there's a lot of black K-pop fans. Like I have like 3 friends that are black K-pop fans, and they get very uncomfortable with that too. And when they speak about it, like the artists always apologize, like, listen, that wasn't like technically that wasn't my idea, that was my label's idea, that was my manager's idea. I
Throwing the
just
label
was
under
told
the
what
bus.
to do, and then all of a sudden the label was like, "Oh, we apologize, we did." But it's kind of like it's just messed up.
Like,
Like,
how you don't know that?
So we need some dialogue.
It's like,
even
people
though
need to know
South
their
Korea
history.
is
like, all that.
very
How you do
like
not know that?
they're just like a whole different. I don't even think it's racism. I truly think it's ignorance.
No,
But-
but also I know a lot of like there's this basketball player I used to talk to. He plays pro ball in Japan, and he says that Asia is so racist. Like, but they look at tall black men like, oh my God, whether you play basketball or not, they're like, oh my God, you're a black basketball player, so they get all excited. But Asians are the preferred minority at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like for them,
That's
it's probably
true.
they probably feel like they can do that because it's okay because they're Asian and they're like the preferred minority just because they make your iPhones and Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pick me.
All right, so we got a couple more topics left. But before we do, let's pay some bills.
he said, pay some bills.
Pay some
Yeah.
bills.
You got backed up on your bills.
Yeah,
and
we got to give
Yeah,
a
we
little shout
tell
out,
about
right?
our sponsor. Tell about our sponsor.
What's up, Miss V? What you got over there?
We can't get through this podcast without shouting out our sponsor.
Got to shout him out.
So every so often, a brand will emerge that revolutionizes an industry. The spirits industry has reached a tipping point given growing technology and product evolution, and there is now an opportunity for a brand to emerge and change the way the industry speaks to its consumers. Now is the time for an innovative, intelligent vodka to change the game while maintaining the traditional production quality of a truly superior product. And of course, I'm talking about Click Vodka,
Clickety click.
a
Get
two-time
me
winning
drunk.
brand.
Click.
Sip
Okay.
Awards.
Sip Awards.
They won gold.
What?
One's
is
gold.
So give it up
Cool.
to our sponsor,
Yes, real.
Click
Yes.
Vodka.
If you haven't had it, get it.
yeah, like I don't know how much you pour.
So smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out
It's
to
so
Click Vodka.
smooth.
Shout out to Click. What is it?
It's-
Click?
Yeah,
Click Vodka.
They sell this at ABC.
And the bottle
liquor
was so
stores.
sexy, though. I always got to say it's a sexy bottle,
It
though.
goes
ain't
good
it?
It's
with
pretty.
Coke.
The bottle
It
was
goes good with
crazy sexy, though,
lemonade.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
It goes
good. I feel that shit in my
very
cheekbones right now.
Yeah, shout out to
It's very smooth.
shout out to Patrick and the whole crew at
Yes.
Big P,
at
what's
Click.
up, Pat?
All right, so we're gonna do a little lighting around on this one. So I'm gonna give y'all 3 topics, right?
All right, what we
So
got?
we got the Tristan Thompson Cheating on Khloe Kardashian, right?
Shit hurt.
Oh,
We
Tristan.
got the Cardi B Grammy snub. Everybody feel like
Go ahead,
Cardi B
girl.
shouldn't
Do
won.
that
Yes.
We got Tekashi 6ix9ine, and we got the
Oh.
Kaepernick settlement. So I want to go around. Everybody give their opinion on all the topics.
With the lightning round.
Oh God. Okay.
Tick,
Do you
tick,
wanna start?
boom.
No,
What
you
we-
start.
Oh God.
What we got first, Jeff?
Where
What's
do we
first?
start?
The
In that
first,
order,
the first
or?
one, yeah. So Tristan Thompson.
Tristan.
Fuck Tristan Thompson.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Like I want to say that I'm
That's
gonna
like a
be
flavor
fair in
foul
this.
and shit.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
I don't know if it's the click vodka, but listen.
Totally right.
I am a Kardashian fan. I don't care what anybody says. I love the Kardashians. I am kind of like, I'm not blaming it 100% on Tristan. This is Khloe's doing as well. She took him back multiple times after he cheated on her multiple times. And I feel, the only reason why I feel for her is because you could tell out of all the sisters, Khloe is the girl that's like, I don't care. Like, I need my baby's father with me. Not because I'm obsessed with him, like I love him, because I want a father, like
She's
a
family
father.
oriented.
I don't
She's
want the
family
money.
oriented.
Want a
Yeah.
baby to have
I
a daddy.
want what my dad was to me. I want from my child.
True that, I heard
I
that.
see that in her. I see that pain in her. That's like, I want like what I had with my father. She doesn't know what it is to be fatherless. So she sees Kim and Kanye. She sees Travis and Kylie. She sees her dad and her, like before he died. And it's almost like, I know that hurts her. This like, I have a feeling that Tristan is a good father. I wouldn't say that he's not, obviously, but I just feel like, come on, give it up. Like in terms of a relationship, just be a single mom at this point. Like he's just, I think that he
second time,
he don't
wants
give a
to
shit.
make
The
it
second time.
known.
The
Like
second
I
time?
don't
Second
want
time
to
I
be
caught.
with you. He's repeatedly cheated on her with people that are like in her life.
And it's Kylie friend.
I don't think there's no other sign to tell you, like, I
He's
think
a piece of shit.
that's his way of saying, like, I don't want to be in this relationship. Like, I don't care if I violate, like, I don't, and I think that it's fucked up, and I hate him, but at the same time, I'm like, girl, Khloe, come on, you could get any guy you want, like. He's still gonna be in your daughter's life.
Right.
Just give it up. You don't deserve that hurt. And even though I don't like him, if you don't want to be in a relationship, he needs to be single. I'm sorry. He needs to be like single with your hoes, whatever.
Talk your shit.
Do
Vernice.
that to yourself. Be a
She
good father.
hoes
Clear
with
your,
the plural.
yeah, whatever. Because let's be honest.
He don't need
he's
one
not
hoe.
gonna
He need a
change.
lot of hoes.
Yeah.
But that's what I think.
Hello.
However, that's established. She's established. That's how I feel about her and him. When it comes to if this is true about Jordan, that
It
is
is.
really fucked up.
It is true.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That is. I'm like,
Jordan just
wow.
lost everything. Jordan just lost everything, I feel.
Wow. Because I know that
She had
like
it good.
Kylie was like her sister. I think she's like Stormy's godmother.
Yeah.
Like that's
She is.
disgusting. I'm sorry. That's disgusting to me. I would kill my best friend if she did that to my sister.
Yeah, I
Like
wouldn't do all
that's
that.
crazy.
yeah.
I mean, not kill her. No, hold on, wait.
She kicked
But,
her
you know-
out. She kicked her out of the house. She was like, "You gotta go. Go back to your mama's house."
Yeah, 'cause she lived in her mansion.
Yeah.
Like she's
She
the one
had it all.
who
She even got
paved her-
good. She even got nice teeth
She
now.
put her on the
with-
map.
So he
Yeah.
got the coochie of the friend that was in house.
Yeah.
Is that what
Jordan,
it was?
yeah,
House.
Kylie's best friend.
Her little sister's best friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to say like the backstory and like what happened?
Yeah. Well, I guess. So Jordan. So there were people at his house. I think it was his house party on Sunday, and Jordan came and she was like sitting on his lap and just like they were making out, and
Oh.
she ended up staying the night. And there was a writer for I don't know for which.
It was a Hollywood party.
Hollywood-
They made everybody collect their cell phones, but,
But
there was
they didn't sign what is it D&Ds?
Yeah, disclosures.
disclosures,
Yeah,
yeah.
they didn't sign it, which was dumb. You should
That
have
was
done
where you
that.
fucked up.
That's where you fucked up. That's how stupid.
Yeah.
Look, if you're gonna be a cheater, you gotta be smart. Okay.
I don't think he cared.
He did. Well, I don't
think
know.
he cared.
Well, at the end of the day, I agree with you about Courtney. I think second, even first time, I would have been out. I don't care. I've always told guys, like, if we ever had children, I'm not staying with you because of children.
Right.
There's a level of self-respect you need to have for yourself. And I understand, yes, you want a father in her life, but that's her father's responsibility to be there. So if Tristan isn't a piece of shit dad, he will be there. He might not be a great husband or a boyfriend, but I'm pretty sure he is a great dad.
Yeah.
So let him go. I think the best thing that she could do for her daughter Truth is to prove to her to have self-respect and dignity
Absolutely.
for oneself, because I think that's one thing the next dude is gonna respect about Courtney.
Yeah.
Courtney,
Chloe.
you could tell Chloe. I feel like Chloe, she proves she just screams insecure every
Right.
time.
Right.
Ever
And
since
he probably prays on that.
Yeah,
You know, he takes advantage of
He
that.
knows.
Any
He
dude.
knew
Yeah.
the
He knows where
sister
he's
to
going.
get pregnant.
Yeah, he knew. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean,
Yeah.
look, Tristan is a good-looking dude. Courtney's a great-looking girl. She can get whoever she wants,
Yeah.
but that's not what she needs right now. What she needs right now is just to stay by herself and worry about her daughter, because that's her number one priority. As far as this whole like him cheating, this motherfucker has always been a cheater, and if you're gonna stay with him. Let him cheat in peace, because he's gonna be this dude
Exactly.
forever.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, first of all, I ain't trying to shit on Tristan or nothing like that. but he's an acronym baller. I mean, you know what I mean? And so if you know that lifestyle,
Yeah,
that's that lifestyle. And, if this is the second time and all that,
that's not the second. That's the second time we know
well,
about.
the second time we know about it.
Yeah.
And baby got a lot going on with, the whole Kardashian thing. And so she can have any man out there she wants to tell
Yeah.
the truth. And
They're
and
a
so
franchise.
they're a franchise. I got to say, hey, look here.
Brand.
Go get you, not even go get you another man. Be by yourself for a minute.
by yourself.
Find out what's going on with you. Take care of your daughter. Let him be a father to his daughter, and let him move on. Because like I say, zebras don't change their stripes, and and again, I don't mean to throw the acronym league under the bus, but I know them cats be out there. That's probably a rough
absolutely.
lifestyle. Not rough, but it's a lifestyle that has a lot of
Anything
temptations.
Hollywood.
You see what I'm
Hollywood
saying? So
entertainment.
I say she got to move on.
Yeah. Me, I'm not a fan of Kardashians, so I didn't think it's just karma. I think they
That's
like
who
to
they're.
they just destroy men.
You think
I
that
think
she
they
got what
destroy
she got what she got coming to her?
Destroy black men, so it's
Yeah.
just karma to me. So Cardi B. So everybody feel like that she got
Ooh, yeah, we gotta
too
represent,
much
'cause we're from the
praise.
Bronx.
Yeah,
And
she's
we're
from the Bronx.
Latina, yes.
But a lot of people are feeling that she got too much praise for winning a Grammy this year.
Right.
So everybody feel like she had a good album, but it wasn't a great album, and it shouldn't have got a Grammy for it. So me personally,
You go.
shout out to Cardi B, she's from the Bronx and all that. I think Cardi B is very talented.
CB.
Yeah, I think her album is
she
real
bad.
good,
She
but
bad.
I don't think her album and her lyricism is great.
Right.
So
right.
I'm happy she won the Grammy, but I don't think she deserved it.
I disagree. I mean, we're all entitled to our own opinion, of
Absolutely,
course, right?
yeah.
But
absolutely.
I think her album. I don't think it was like the best, but I think it was pretty good.
No, it's one of the top albums of the year.
Yeah. She was number one a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I think that's why she deserves it, because one, she worked her ass off. Two, whoever her writers are great too.
Yeah.
And she even said it, like every time she'll say like, oh, my writer this, my writer that, and you know what, she's a hell of a performer.
And she started from the bottom.
And she started from the bottom. And look,
I think that's what they're giving her
and
credit
I think
from,
also
you know
I'm
what I mean?
being biased as well, because I'm a Latina from the Bronx, like she is. She's half black and half Dominican. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's black, but I'm saying like she really did her thing. As far as her winning, I think anybody who wins, it's all about numbers, and she represented that. And as far, like all the people that were nominated for that same award, I think Nipsey Hussle was. I think he's so dope.
It's a good album.
Man,
KC
I think
boy,
he's so.
Nipsey
I think he's
Hussle, I
so
love
great.
it.
I think he's so great. But even he, like, if you look at him, seeing her get the award, he was proud of her.
Right.
And this was the only woman in that category.
Right.
And for her to break those walls down for just women of color. And just, bitches from the Bronx. Like it's so hard in the Bronx. Like, nobody understands. When I'm moving back over here, I'm like, yo, this shit is so rough out here.
Yeah.
It is so rough.
You got to grind it out.
You got to grind it out. And it's
grind
like,
that shit
for people to say she didn't deserve it, y'all don't know the backstory. Y'all don't know her. You don't know how many nights she didn't go without sleep, and she was pregnant.
Right.
And she was dealing with this motherfucker's cheating too.
Offset. Yeah.
Offset. Mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Off
just
the set.
off the
So she's like the 5th or 6th woman to win best rap album.
Who is it? Little Kim.
You got Lil Kim. You got
Lauryn Hill.
Salt and Pepper.
Lauryn
you got
Hill.
Queen
TLC.
Latifah. TLC.
Lauryn
and,
Hill? Did
Lauryn
she?
Hill.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill and
You know,
Queen Latifah and Salt and Pepper.
I think
That's all black women. Look how
I
beautiful that
agree
is.
with everything that
CB
Shadi
all the way,
said. And I remember meeting Cardi B before she was famous.
I met her at the strip club. Me too. I met her at the strip club.
She
Where she work at?
She
Oh, that
looked
strip
kind of
club?
disgruntled. No, not in a strip club.
What
She
strip
was
club?
literally walking like nobody knew who she was. That was when she was in Love and Hip Hop. And like around white people in Fifth Avenue, she didn't know. Nobody knew. So I went up to her and I was like, "Oh my God, can I take a pic with you?" Because I watched Love and Hip Hop. And she was like, "No, I look like a crackhead." I was like, "Okay." And she's so herself. That's when she proved to me that she really is herself. And I was like, "Okay." And I'm not one of those people that I kiss ass. I'm
Right.
I'm like, "Okay, it's fine, thank you." And then I just kept on walking. But that was before she blew up. I feel like exactly what she said, the fact that she's from the Bronx and the fact that it's like her work ethic is insane.
Yes, that's what I respect.
After
so
giving
much.
birth, while she's pregnant, everything, like she's still like she always works like if she's still broke. And I love that about her.
You always gotta stay hungry.
Absolutely.
You always gotta stay hungry. So it's like, in that I do think that she deserved the Grammy, but at the same time, I do feel like there's a lot of hidden shit in the Grammy as well, and it's in the Grammys, and it's not only because
politics,
it's not only
absolutely.
because of what Nicki Minaj said and whatever. I just feel like, just in general, I do feel like artists have been snubbed from Grammys.
Yeah, I mean, look, if she grinded out and she got it, then, kudos to her. You know what I mean? Again, she came from the bottom up. She is a minority. She's a woman, a woman of color and all that. And I'm quite sure she put a lot of work in coming from Love and Hip Hop. That ain't coming from like, hella like, aristocratic type, like, singing,
Reality show.
background and all that shit. So, yeah, kudos to her. And maybe Nimsy had a great album and some other people had a good album, but again, it's politics and how you position that, and I think Cardi B is somebody that's gonna be here to stay. So more power to her. Shit, shine that Grammy up, baby. Go ahead, do your thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So shine that shit up.
Just let her enjoy her Grammy.
Yeah,
Charlotte's
gotta
Oh,
be-
she
yeah,
won.
Let her
That's
do
it.
it. Let her do her thing,
do it up.
man.
Do it up.
She's just gonna keep spitting number ones.
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
down with that.
And you know what? And
down with that.
every artist, whether they're a fan or not, they're gonna jump on her shit
Yeah, I
and
ain't
use
mad.
her as a feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Cardi B.
I ain't mad
She
at
has
her.
the juice, so.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. So
Gosh.
so
This one.
he's not basically
He's indicted, isn't he?
no, he's actually
God.
snitching. And the
They gotta
quote
kill him.
the quote he actually said was, "They stole millions from me. They were sleeping with my baby mother. They kidnapped me and robbed me. They plotted my death. And am I supposed to do 47 years for them? Are you stupid? Fuck them."
Are you stupid?
I mean,
So basically, he got charged with the RICO law, conspiracy, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
basically, he finding stuff out, and he's snitching against his crew. So it's not, people are saying that he's not doing jail time. That's not true. When you become a snitch,
An informant.
you still do time, but
Right.
it's a minimum sentence.
Right.
So he was facing 47 years. Now he could probably do like about 7 to 10 years in prison.
It's a damn shame.
as long
man.
as he's not doing music, I'm good.
It's a damn shame.
He
man.
sucks.
I'm not a fan of him, but
Me either.
and reading on some of his background and all that. I know he's from Brooklyn. He's a Bushwick kid, and shout out to Bushwick. There ain't no punk area. It's highly gentrified now, but it ain't no punk area. You know what
He's
I
from
mean?
the gentrified era.
Yeah. So I think it's sad. I really do. I think
He's young.
He's a young guy, and if he's top the charts with all this music, and he's been able to produce these things and make money and all that, take a step to the left and enjoy your fortune and all that.
Right.
Getting involved in all this shit, he's not gonna last. I'm telling you. I don't know how old he is, but if he stayed on the street, he wouldn't last. And heaven forbid his ass go to jail, he gonna be somebody's sweetheart. So I really feel sorry for the young man, and I hope he ain't got nobody coming my way and shit like that. He got enough problems, but he just all fucked up, man. If he would have just taken a step back, he remind me of like Aaron Hernandez. You know what I mean? The football player. That you got all this talent. You making all these millions, and you still fucking engaged to the streets. Now you got to leave that
He
shit alone,
still like
man.
has like the hood in him.
Yeah. Well, you got to
You gotta clean up a little
yeah,
bit when
you
you're
gotta
up
get
there,
the
yeah.
fucking hood out of you, and all that
Yeah.
money you making, you can do that.
Yeah.
But I feel sorry for the kid, and I wish him the best. Looks like he's not stepped in it with both feet. So if he can come through this shit, he may be okay. But I just don't see it. So good luck.
Yeah, so it's like I predicted. I knew he was gonna stitch anyway.
Yeah.
Like I seen that coming from far away, but you know, it's like people warned him about this whole persona of him doing this whole gangster thing, and it finally caught up with his ass. So it's like
Because he wasn't really a gangster.
That's some fake gangster shit, man.
everybody
That's
said
what
he
his
was a good
lawyer
kid,
said.
he
Like,
was a
he's
good
not
kid.
really being a gangster.
Nah, he was doing
or-
it just to make money.
If you gotta advertise being a gangster, you ain't no fucking gangster.
Exactly.
I just feel like he is like he does have like rap skills, but he was very out there, and it's the modern day rap skills.
Yeah, I guess.
He was very out there, and that's what made him like a rap. But
Listen,
I'm not gonna
he's
listen.
alright.
I think
Yeah,
I probably
I-
listened to
I
one of
don't-
his songs.
Nah.
Ain't no Nas.
let me tell you
I've
something.
never heard one fucking song
I don't
of
think
his.
that he
No,
has
let
rap
me tell you
skills.
The look
something.
alone gets me.
The look alone, right?
Yeah,
so
I
let me
can't
tell you,
get beyond that.
Just last weekend, I went on a date, right? Like I've been seeing this dude. He's like 25, right? And I'm 31. So we went to this like club
Okay,
shit.
girl,
I know. I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay young.
Good for your age.
Yeah, thank you. You know, so like we're here in this club, right? It's like 21 and over, literally 21 to like 25. These motherfuckers, what's his name, Tekashi, whatever,
Right.
comes on, and I'm like, what's going on? Because they're like, I'm like super aggressive, like calm down,
Like, who the
okay?
fuck is it?
I just see
Yeah.
rainbow hair all over the place, right?
Red Bulls and shit.
Yeah,
You know what
nah.
I mean?
And then the old school shit, like dance hall, right? All the
Right.
reggae shit, and like old school hip hop. I'm like, yeah, and I'm rapping to that shit. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, what's up with this old bitch here? You know? So ever since they were like, oh, that's Tekashi, I'm like, nah, fuck that dude. Made me look like a piece of shit in front of everybody over
Yeah,
here.
his shit
So
ain't on here
Oh,
for me.
God.
yeah, so
Vernice.
just because of that, I don't fuck with
Yeah.
making me
You,
look like
you
a
ain't
dick.
featuring him.
I think he's just very out there, very like almost like the modern day Liberace. Like it's not really his music; it's more his look, like
Liberace.
type of thing.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it just ain't it for
Yeah,
me, man.
yeah.
Oh, you know, can I say one
Go ahead,
thing?
go ahead.
I heard, I was looking at, good shout out to fucking YouTube, right? You know, and this guy, just showing how far he was out there. He was talking to this VJ or whatever, and he was talking about giving himself fellatio. Yeah, y'all ever seen that?
what?
Yeah, like
How is that possible?
Tekashi said that?
Tekashi did that?
He was like, "Oh yeah, man."
Well,
shit.
Marilyn Manson did
know,
that.
like,
He
yeah,
took out
you know,
some
okay,
ribs.
right.
I'm like, get the
to
fuck
this day,
out.
he
That's some
denies
freaky
it,
shit.
but-
Come on,
That is
man.
some freaky
Jeff,
shit.
come on, man.
Yeah, come on.
Get the fuck out. Now, that's to
crazy.
cut that shit out. Get that
That's
shit out.
coming up.
Yeah,
That's coming
yeah.
up. So we got to add that in.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So
Don't give me
Colin-
fellatio.
Right. So Colin.
That's freaky.
So Colin Kaepernick, he got a settlement from the NFL. Is undisclosed of what the deal is. We don't know how much money he got or whatever. So a lot of people are complaining about this issue, saying that that Kaepernick should come out and say what
What he
the
got?
what the deal is, because you know, we stood behind him. The people that stood behind him should get an explanation of what the deal was.
The
So-
monetary settlement? Or the monetary?
Yeah,
The money? Somebody
yeah.
they gave him some money?
Yeah, the NFL gave him some money.
Oh, okay.
So we don't know how much the money is, and we don't know what the obligations are. But my opinion is, I think Kaepernick should come out if he's allowed to. And
Probably got the gag order on his ass.
and the contract.
Yep.
Not if he's allowed to say what he, whatever he got, whatever, then he should say it. If not, then he needs to explain himself. I can't explain, what are the details of the
contract,
contract
yeah.
between me and the
Based on
NFL.
I would say
legalities
that.
and all that
But-
shit. Yeah,
Even
you gotta
Even
say.
though I feel like
But
it's
he
nobody's
hasn't
business.
said
gotta say
anything.
something.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
You gotta
hasn't
say
said
something.
anything.
You haven't said anything. You have to
I
say
feel like
something.
it's nobody's business.
Him and Eric Reed.
I think
Shout
he
out
went through
Eric Reed.
Him
enough
and Eric Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
backlash. Not backlash, but I feel like he went through enough trying to hold, the people down. And then like, oh, you got to tell us how much for what? What's that gonna do for you?
Right,
Like he needs his bread for his family. Like what the fuck? I'm not gonna be going around like, yo, I'm a receptionist. This is how much I make. Just in case you were wondering. Like, no,
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
man.
Vernice, what do you think about it?
I don't know. That whole Colin Kaepernick thing is kind of like, I don't know. I just kind of feel bad for him. I'm like, damn.
So
like,
much pressure on
Don't be
him.
bad,
So
man. I mean,
much
he got some money.
pressure.
I know he got some money.
Man, listen, I would.
Being blackballed and everything, so something's up. I mean, when you have a settlement, that means
He got money.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you got something out of it. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna do something good. I think it doesn't matter
I
because
mean, the
I think
NFL
he
was
proved,
guilty on something. Like, we got you on something.
absolutely, and I think Colin Kaepernick, he did so much already for the community that whatever settlement money he got, he's gonna bring it to good use. You know what I'm saying? I don't think
He's for the people.
he's for the people, and I
definitely.
don't think who knows? Maybe he's just gonna. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna start I don't know. Like he's such a good dude. I don't think he deserves so much pressure. Like that's nobody's business.
I think he should come out and say something. No,
I think y'all motherfuckers just mad nosy.
Yeah.
How much he gave you?
Yeah. This shit been on the books.
It's not about the money. It's about what the obligations are.
Yeah, this shit been on the books for like
you
2
gotta
years
take this
now.
money, but you can't kneel again.
Yeah. What's going on?
What are the,
Okay.
And let's try to get
At
some.
least that, not the money.
Not the money. The money
We don't
doesn't
care
matter.
about the money, yeah.
He deserves his money.
Yeah.
He got blackballed, right?
Yeah.
But we want to know like what are the obligations of this contract? With
What
the
do you
NFL?
yeah.
Right.
Like, all right, you got to take this money, but you can't speak out on social issues, or you can't kneel with the national anthem. Like what is it? Because you agree to it. So what you agree to?
Well, he should do something because I mean the whole thing
Has
was
to be
kind
something,
the whole thing was a cluster for me. I mean, it was a clusterfuck. I mean, you know,
It's still-
this guy,
it still
this guy
is.
was a football player first.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you know, I don't know. I
Was he
love
good?
I love football. and
He,
so,
he,
good?
he was a middle of the road quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, he's a starter. So
is he gonna play again?
we
No.
don't know.
We don't know.
We don't
that's
know
that's
what-
what that's
we don't
why
know
he
what the
needs that's why he
agreement-
needs
we
to
need
come
to
out and
know,
do
like, what
something.
it
What's
is.
going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you know, man. I kind of gave up on all this shit. I mean, not to be like that. I'm down for the cause. I mean, I'm as black as they come. You know,
Right,
fucking black power and the whole shit. But you got to come with something. You got to let me know what's going
Yeah.
on. And as far as from a football perspective, you know, going back a couple years, you know, I don't know. For me, I would have wanted to play ball, so I would have been in somebody's front office a long time ago trying to get this shit worked out. You know, I think the kneeling and all that shit just kind of everything got sidetracked, and so I don't know where things are now. So yeah, come out and give us a little explanation. I don't know. I ain't got to hear about the finances, what you got or whatever, but give me some parameters so I can go forward with mine if I was supporting you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see that.
I agree.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right, so it's time for a new segment for Social Conversations. This is our second one. We did it on episode 6, so this is Cut That Shit Out. So Dad, tell them what Cut That Shit Out is
Man,
about.
cut that shit out. Cut that shit out. It's just something we just said a little while ago. What was it, Jeff? It was something we just said. I forget what it was. But anyway, what it is, it's a bunch of shit going on in this world, and people that's doing that shit really need to cut that shit out. It could be fucking anything. The fucking noisy neighbor.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? It could be your boss that walk around with his pants up too high. You know, it could be all kind of shit. You know.
So Dad, tell me you mad at, man.
Oh man, you know,
Call him out, Dad.
Man, I don't know, man. I gotta call motherfuckers out. What I got this time, you know, I
We have
got
too much cut that shit
Yeah.
out. Too much
a lot.
at this point.
So who you got, Dad?
what I got motherfuckers complaining so much. You know what I mean? I'm happy I woke up this morning, man. I ain't bullshit. You know what I mean? I wake up with a smile on my face, and motherfuckers be complaining all the time. So I gotta say to all y'all, you better be happy that you're here. You better be happy you got a roof over your head and some food in your belly. So all you motherfuckers out there that's like complaining all the time, cut that shit out. It ain't that serious, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Enjoy your shit.
Yeah.
Have some click vodka. Get you some coochie. You know what I mean? You know,
He said coochie. I haven't heard that shit in a long time.
If you ain't got enough money, supplement your job, motherfucker. But quit complaining. That's fucking
Yeah.
killing everybody, man. That's me off the top. You know what I mean?
Top?
Yeah, that's
All
off
right,
the top.
so mine is all right. So all the my homies and the male Saucy fans, stop hitting me up in the DM, asking me to hook you up with Vernice. It ain't happening. Cut that shit
Are you
out
serious right now?
all the time. She's cute. Hook me up with her. What? Like, no, I'm not who you are. Yeah, like,
She's
cut
looking
that
for a
shit out.
man.
It ain't
You got a
happening.
man?
we need it for the broadcast.
I'm not single.
Why? Cut that shit out. I ain't doing that.
God.
And,
Need it for the broadcast.
this
She got a man.
Never told me this ever.
oh yeah, I get a lot of DMs like, oh, she's cute. Yo, hook me up.
You
Like,
being
how
mad
about
excited
no?
you see you got a DM. You're like, oh shit, who's in my DMs? There's a whole bunch of dudes. That's
Exactly.
for
Like, how
Vernice.
about no? But you
Zooming
still
in
watch
on
the show though.
Yeah, they zooming in on the picture. and
Exactly.
shit.
But fuck out of
I
here.
think they've
Cut that
listened
shit
to
out.
a few episodes already.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's what it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And also number
Guys,
2.
I'm sorry, I'm not single. I'm
What else you got, Jeff? What else?
finally.
Right. So number 2, just go to some of you females out there like to send a man to the pharmacy to go pick up some tampons and pads. And get mad at the man for bringing back the wrong shit. Cut that shit out. First of all,
At least they tried.
exactly. First of all, it ain't
Take a
his
picture
fault.
of that shit.
Yeah.
I always send
Exactly.
them with the picture. Look, this is what you
Exactly. It ain't his fault your ass is unprepared. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know you get this damn thing every goddamn month. You know what I'm saying? So cut that
Stock up.
shit out. Stack up. Go to BJ's or something.
That's hilarious.
Get some tampons and pads. Cut that shit out. And of course, on every cut that shit out, we gotta have the MTA in there, right?
Absolutely.
Gotta have the MTA in it. You know, they haven't had a new system since the Louisiana Purchase,
You
right?
like, boy,
So
100
we know you
years
have
ago.
signal problems on that shit. So every single cut that shit out segment that we have on Social Conversations, You're gonna be in the MTA. Fix your shit and cut that shit out.
Come on. Oh, yeah, I want to sit down.
Exactly. What's up, Sherry? You got something?
Yes, I do.
Who you calling out? Who you calling out?
All right, I'm calling out dudes that be trying to send me ass pics.
Oh, ass pics?
Ass pics?
Oh,
Listen.
you guys have to check out.
Yeah, I got a video about it. Listen, man, I'm telling you, like, I am one of
Cut
those
that
chicks.
shit
I
out.
asked for
Ding-a-ling pic.
no, I purposely asked for dick pics on purpose, not because it'll like, oh, like let me just like beat off to this. No, it's just so that I could zoom in and make sure there's no like scrapes or scars or bumps. Fuck up and a motherfucker got eczema and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to.
Some bubbles, some bumps on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But motherfuckers be like, nah, I got something better. And then they send me ass pics. I'm like,
Oh,
homie. Like,
y'all
what do
need to
you-
cut that shit out.
Yeah.
You gotta
Video on
cut
it, I
that
was
shit.
That is suspect. Cut that shit out.
Yeah. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, what you want me to do? Eat your ass pussy? Like, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
So, Vernice, you got something?
You gotta cut that shit
I
out.
want to
For
say
real,
to the
for real.
MTA, cut that shit out.
Oh, yeah.
Stop
Absolutely.
coming late. Stop
Absolutely.
raising the prices on the card. Okay. Yes, cut that shit out. I'm tired of it.
Cut that
I'm
shit
done.
out, man. I'm done.
Exactly. So, we're going to get into the Saucy Bowl real quick.
Jesus.
So, who's going first? Going first? Young Dad, you going first?
I'll go first.
What's up,
Yeah,
what's
you
up,
know
what's
me.
up?
I love a saucy bowl, man. Bubble,
Oh,
bubble,
got
trouble,
shuffle,
trouble. Let me see what we got in
Mm-hmm.
here. Yeah, the saucy bowl has been around for a while now. And it's got some staying power in this
People,
motherfucker.
the fans love the Saucy Bowl.
Let's
Shout
see
out
what
to
we
all the
got.
fans.
And anything could come out of this shit too, man. I'm serious. I've pulled like a rabbit out this motherfucker one time.
Oh yeah.
Let me see what we got here. Let me see what we got here. Okay. Oh man, this is what is this? Okay, this is just who is your celebrity crush, male or female?
Oh, that's easy for
In
me.
your cases, that's female, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait a minute now. Somebody's in their ass. Quick, no, male or female? Celebrity crush? You know, I'm one of them old school cats, man. You know, and so I'm still waiting on Halle Berry ass to show up. I ain't bullshitting. So I really love me some Halle
Of
Berry.
course.
So, Halle Berry?
Halle
Oh.
Berry, man. That's like everybody out there probably saying, "Oh, that's a no-brainer. You ain't never gonna get that." But you know, you never know. I really do. I love me some Halle Berry. I think she's like a classic beauty. I think she's a great actress. I heard she's kind of like a motherfucker though. You know.
She's a bit difficult.
Yeah.
She has a nasty attitude.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But you know, like a wild fucking horse, I can tame her ass. So, you know, giddy up. And I know she's from the Midwest, right? She's from like Ohio or some
I
shit
think
like
so,
that.
something like
Yeah,
that.
I
so-
think so. Yeah.
Anyway, Holly, if you out there, you know, we ain't gotta have nothing serious. You know, I got somebody, but we can go out on a
She's
little date or
beautiful.
something. You know, little, you know,
Even at this age.
you know, Applebee's or some shit. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Halle Berry is that's my girl.
man.
That's my girl.
Mine's right now is LMA.
Oh,
LMA.
We all doing it?
She's cute.
I want her to be booed up with her and all that. You know, but
she's so cute.
I also like Keisha Cole and Ashanti.
Ashanti.
Ashanti's
If y'all listening, holla at your boy.
Holla. Give Jeff a call, yo.
What's up? Man?
Who you got? Who you got, Shotty? Who you
Me?
got?
Oh, damn, it's pretty hard. I would say, I don't know. I don't think I have a celebrity crush. Ooh, no. What's
You
his
have
name?
to have one.
I do. What's his name?
Not
Is it
Jussie.
Idris Elba?
Oh,
yeah.
that's a good one.
He's so
Okay, that's a good
beautiful.
one. Yeah,
That's a
He's
good
so
one.
pretty.
Yeah, that's a good
He's
one.
so
He's a
pretty.
good actor.
What's up,
And
Vernice?
his, yeah. he's-
Everybody knows that I love Jason Momoa. Aquaman. If you don't know who his
Great
real
movie,
name
by the
is,
way.
I've been
DC did
obsessed with
something right.
him
He looks like
since
Stephen Adams.
Game of Thrones. Like he's like my dream man. Like fuck. Even though in real life he's kind of out there, like hippie. But
is he Australian?
no, he's from Hawaii.
Oh, he's from Hawaii.
I actually
okay.
met. I
All right.
actually know a girl. I know two girls that are related to him because
Okay.
Hawaiians have like this weird kind of family
Aquaman from
dynamic.
Hawaii, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
shit.
Hawaii. He's
That's
mixed,
hilarious.
but
That
he's
is.
Hawaiian.
That's
He's
just perfect.
Hawaiian.
That's perfect.
No, that's perfect
I'm
though.
s-
Okay.
Oh my god, he's everything that
What's
I
his
want.
name?
in a man.
Jason,
But
right?
he's married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, you
Jason
can get him for a
Momoa.
night.
Yeah, he's everything I
shit.
wanted in
Oh
a
my
man.
God,
Plus,
is
he's
it-
married.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
You go out there and have a
No,
little spam
I'm
sandwich.
happy
or
right now with
something.
my relationship, but he's always been my celebrity.
This just
for
a
long
crush
time.
thing. This ain't nothing serious. You know, they just
Exactly.
coming over for the night. They ain't staying
Yeah,
all night.
This is a fantasy.
You know what I mean? You get a little fantasy and all
right,
that.
So my question is,
What you got, Jeff? What is that? What is that?
Is kissing someone other than your girl or guy considered cheating?
Oh,
French kissing, that is.
Oh,
yeah.
specific.
Yeah,
Yes, that is cheating. Kissing somebody else outside of a relationship is cheating.
It is.
yeah, that's cheating, right?
I wouldn't like it if she was doing it to me, so I'm gonna say that. Yes, it is cheating.
That's a good, honest answer,
definitely.
man.
That's cheating. I mean, unless I know about it. I'm just kidding. No, just no, that's cheating. It's so disrespectful.
Even flirting with someone, you don't even have to be physical.
Nah, the girl, that's not cheating.
Is flirting? No?
Even flirting, like that means that mentally you're kind of like. I mean, listen, let's be honest. Like, you could find a pretty girl, a handsome guy, and you're like, wow, whatever. But like, if you're flirting with them, like, oh my god, you're so attractive. Like, come on, that's already disrespectful to your partner.
I don't know.
You know.
I think the question, and I agree.
You're not blind. You can find other people attractive. You have
that's what I'm
eyes,
saying,
but I'm just
I think it's natural to
I
find
think it's
somebody else
natural.
attractive,
Yeah,
but
and
you
it's-
just can't like go too far. It's a line.
you already know who
cross.
has
You
your
know-
heart. So because of that, you respect
you
them.
can't
You know
cross
what's
that
cheating
line.
to me? Like being emotional invested in someone else.
Right.
That is cheating. But like, I don't know. I'm just like so. I don't know. I think so differently than.
Confession.
Huh?
Confession time.
Nah.
Oh wait, he cheats into
Hail
another
Mary's up in
second.
here.
No.
And I agree. You know,
Nah.
I agree. Kissing,
Kissing.
especially,
French kissing.
Yeah, French kissing. That is. I think
like
the
tongue
question,
and
the
all
question
that
should have been, and this is
my
all.
God.
Guess I'm gonna have the Spanish kiss now.
The question should have been,
Wait,
you
what's
know.
Spanish?
I don't know. It's just
No,
if I
absolutely.
can't French kiss, I'm gonna
Yeah,
Spanish.
something in your
Yeah,
repertoire.
that's cheating.
Yeah.
Who wrote that
I
question?
think it is.
It wasn't me.
Wait, we don't know.
Vernice.
No,
We
don't say who wrote
I didn't
it.
write
Oh,
that.
so Vernice.
I
Who
admit
wrote
if I
that
write
damn
it.
Never
question?
knew.
Vernice,
This
probably.
is a confidential
Vernice.
bowl.
So yeah, and it said French kissing.
If I was guessing, I'd
and
say
Shadi said, "Yeah, okay, Spanish kissing. What about Mexican kissing?
Shadi,
What
it's
about
your
Cuban
turn.
kissing?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, it's
that.
your turn.
No.
Mine is this is crazy. Is bestiality something you would ever consider for the right prize? And if so, what animal would it be?
Oh,
I was on the top. That was not me.
This one.
That's what.
Like, what the fuck am I?
Yeah, when I pulled this out, I was like, yo, let me get another one.
No wonder she was like, wait for these. She was like,
Give me
give me
another
another
one.
Here on social conversations, we don't
Give me another one.
deal with
Okay,
some
first of all,
bestiality on the
just so
show.
we're clear, does
Bronx, we could be
everybody
going
know
to the
what
Bronx Zoo.
Animal rights. Animal rights.
Well, since I've
we
been to
don't
the
fuck with
Bronx
that.
Zoo,
Bronx Zoo. Oh my God.
this is so weird. I mean, I always thought this was like gross. Just like,
So
you know, there's so many.
taboo.
There's like porn. There's porn.
I'm not even
bestiality.
gonna question that.
No, but at the
that's the
same time, like
question,
I've been
yeah.
watching a lot of like National Geographic and Planet. Like I was gonna say Planet Fitness and like Planet. What is it? Animal Planet.
Shout out to Planet Fitness
No, what is $10 a month?
at the Bronx Zoo.
The black card. You know. No, but like I've been like. As human beings, we share a lot of similar behaviors as like animals. The only difference is emotional behavior that we have, right? So I feel like, you know, just having sex with a dude, you know, like that could be like a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all animals in a way, right?
Yeah,
We all are, but as far as like me choosing like an animal,
Grr, baby, grr.
like me choosing an animal, I probably have to say, okay, maybe two. It depends on the day. Either a Chihuahua
Clydesdale.
to get because I feel like
I don't think I'm drunk enough. For
I'm not answering this question.
Hold on right
well,
now.
No one
this
did that
answer-
social conversation.
listen,
Animal
no.
rights, we do not
No,
get
no,
on this.
this answer is
Peter over
this
here.
answer is sponsored by Click. Let's get that clear.
Click, I had nothing to do
Click-
with this. I had nothing to
I would probably say a Chihuahua maybe just to get it like out the way, like because I'm pretty sure they're fast, right?
Oh
and
my
then
God.
second, maybe a horse. I would want to try a horse.
No, listen. There's crazy
Clydesdale.
people that have tried the bestiality on the horse
Oh,
and they died. Like that guy. that-
Well, then maybe if it's
Even
a
though he
bad day,
did the
I'll go
anal
for the
sex.
horse.
And he
Fuck, be at the
listen.
Preakness and shit.
Exactly.
Oh man,
derby.
I owe too much money. Let me go get this horse real quick.
Yeah. Vernice, your turn.
Oh my
Can
God.
I skip this question?
You
is
can skip it.
on
You have
me.
to. No.
Hell no.
See, that's why the
An
saucy.
Skip
animal?
it.
No. That's why the saucy bowl is the
That
saucy
is
bowl. No, you
beyond
gotta answer. You gotta answer.
disgusting. I don't know who the fuck. Listen, that is
gotta
beyond
answer that.
That is beyond disgusting. That is like
I'm not answering that shit.
Oh,
I'm not
my
exactly. I
God.
don't want to answer it. I don't want.
Oh,
Why not?
man,
Well,
y'all,
but
that's
see
fucked
now-
up. Y'all made me answer. That's
See
messed
now
up.
the
I'm gonna get-
non-answer is an answer. See,
You
what kind of
answer.
skeletons you got in your closet?
the fuck.
So I got
That's what happened to that neighbor's
Fuck
cat.
that. Animal rights, I had nothing to do with this. Fuck
Now,
that.
what was the question again?
If
Beastie,
Is there a price?
Yeah,
right?
for the right price.
For the right price.
Well, what's the price? First of all, I'm here talking about animals that I would fuck for no price.
This is like
my
some,
God.
Yeah, it's got to be a
some
truckload.
old
let's say like
school.
100,000.
They got to back the truck
Nah,
up.
I would never have sex with $100,000. No way.
Let's say
If you
200.
was like desperately,
You could
needing
give me $1
100
billion.
No.
I'm not gonna have sex with an animal.
No,
That
$1 billion is
disgusting.
different.
That's
$1 billion is
crazy.
different. Hello.
They say chimpanzees and apes are close to man.
Oh,
I mean,
come on. No.
Next question.
Next
Next question. Reese, it's on you. It's on you.
Right? No, we didn't answer.
answer right
You
now.
guys gotta answer
He already
that.
said he's
You
cute.
gotta answer. If you just say,
That's messed up.
No.
okay,
You didn't
what's your answer?
no.
Vernice, what's your
Nobody-
answer?
I would
That's
say
messed up.
Little Mermaid, Ariel.
That's a mammal.
Oh,
That's a
my-
mammal.
Damn.
She's a fish, half fish. So.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh my.
All right.
gosh.
That's messed
Okay.
up. Yeah,
This
made
is
me answer
an
this
important
shit.
topic.
Okay.
Did you
Such a
ever
wawa.
had sex with someone that has bad hygiene?
No.
It's on you, Vernice. It's on you.
wait.
It's on you.
Stinky coochie.
A little fishy.
Yes, I did.
Mm.
I want to get.
Was it breath?
If I say why, it's gonna expose.
No,
him
you already
too
answered the
much.
question. Just say that you did.
Just don't say his name.
You gotta get deep in detail.
I
but
feel like he didn't purposely have bad hygiene.
just tell him.
No.
Why
Didn't.
not?
You
'Cause
still
I
had
didn't
sex
want to
with
hurt
him?
his feelings.
You still had sex
Fuck
with
It was
him?
only one time.
Oh,
I
it was
didn't
only
have
one
sex
time?
with him. I went like halfway. If
What is
that's-
halfway?
What is halfway?
I was waiting.
What
You
is
know
halfway?
that.
Halfway?
What is halfway?
That is doing it.
What? Oh, damn.
Okay.
What is halfway?
He wasn't circumcised.
Ooh.
So because of that,
I know what you're talking about,
So
girl.
because
He had
of
some
that-
some cotton tissue.
some cottage
he
cheese.
wasn't a dirty guy. Like, but
Yeah,
I
some
feel like
cottage cheese
because
down
he
there.
wasn't
smells
circumcised and
right,
because I'm a smart woman, I
Yeah.
know that that's where the odor came from. And I didn't want to tell him to offend
Go
them,
wash it.
but I was kind of like, I don't think I could do this anymore because it's just like.
So you were in the
stink.
process of
How
doing
old
it?
was this guy?
Like, did you get like a
Say
hot
he's 30s.
rag and like just wipe him down or something?
It was kind of like spur of the moment thing. I mean, we were in a relationship, but it was kind of like that was the first and last time because
No.
we just didn't work out. But it was because he wasn't circumcised that I truly felt
That's why I
that.
don't fuck with guys
Like I
that are
felt
not
like it was like he
circumcised. Wow, I'll go
smelled
for that
like
shit
the.
ever
It was
again.
like a distinct
Thank you, mom,
odor.
dad.
Yeah, no, seriously. Whenever if I
circumcised.
ever have a son, I'm definitely gonna circumcise
Me
him.
too, because I'm thinking about him
Because-
and his future sex life.
And that's why I didn't tell him because I felt bad for him. I felt bad. I was like, I don't want to offend him, but it smelled weird.
it's
And
like cheese,
I
right?
couldn't
Like
do it.
Like
spoiled
old
cheese.
cheese.
I didn't go the full way.
Spoiled milk.
That's what it smells like. Yeah.
Yeah.
How old was this guy?
He was in his 30s.
Did he-
Damn,
Damn,
it definitely
so
stinks.
so he's had a circumcised dick all these years, and he don't know to pull the hood off and clean it. I don't get that.
You came out of work. Listen, I don't want
You're gross. You should have just told him to. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't
you
get
should've
that.
Nah, he knew better. He a grown ass
Yeah.
man.
Or you
How about his breath?
No, he smelled good for the most part.
It was just his
For the
his
most
manhood.
part. Yeah.
Was it always like that?
No.
It was just that very
one
moment?
day. It was that one day, but I feel like he just because of his uncircumcised, part. So I was kind of like, yeah, you need to like really, really like you can't just spur of the moment thing like
Just
a
cut it
normal
off.
person. Like
Fuck that.
you really need to clean yourself.
Dad. was like,
Wow. I gotta
you,
get lost.
you ever like did it with a woman that smell a little kind of bad?
Yeah. I have. I have. And when I ass or nothing like that or nothing fish, that baby just had some stinking ass breath. You know what I mean? Breath was humming like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And so, the sex didn't even happen because kissing is kind of the prelude
Yeah.
to sex. And like I say, baby was bad, had the whole package and things, but we got the snuggling and all that things, and it got to the.
That's so fucked up. Like, what do you do in that point?
It
Like,
got to
she's
the
ready.
Yeah, it got
She's
to the
ready
neck.
to go.
Yeah.
like, I'm
hey,
ready.
hey, that shit got
That's
to
a lot. That's a big one.
the shit
A lot
got
of
to the
people do.
neck, and the neck is close to the ear, and I was like, "Holy shit, what's going on?" I thought it was an ass up there.
Oh shit, that's
And
funny
so,
as hell.
everything
Thought it
that
was ass.
the flag was raised, and then all of a sudden it was not. Just
She had an
because of that.
asshole in her throat. That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. So that terminated the whole process right there. There was some
Damn.
fucking halitosis going on.
Yeah, with
On the
me,
real.
yeah, I had a couple, but the main one that sticks out, it was on underarms.
Oh,
She,
Was it
she
shaved?
she always had like it was weird because it was like one underarm would smell good and then the other one would like she could put like like she could drown herself in the deodorant, but
Put
this
roses
one
under that shit.
unarmed, it just smelled like White Castles. It was
What?
just so after we
Like
finished
onion.
doing what we do, it smelled like onion rings. So it was like yo,
Big turn off, right?
yeah, it was a big
Y'all.
turn on. So
Big turn off, man.
a couple of times and
Only one armpit though.
it was weird.
I wonder what that
Yeah,
was
she
about.
said it always been like that when she when she was younger. Like she could put like massive.
Maybe it's her
deodorant
diet
on.
or
A lot
I
of
don't know
times,
what
yeah.
the fuck it was, but that's just like fucking onion rings.
Maybe you
shit.
could have got her like this.
Like when I was on top of her, I couldn't like
She had her arms
She had to
up.
put her
Put her arm.
no. She had to put her arms like straight out. Like
Well,
this.
she knew her
She couldn't
armpit
have it like
stunk.
this.
She knew that her armpit
that's the thing. We don't want to hurt
She
these
knew like
people,
one
but
armpit.
it's
She know,
like,
yeah, she knew like she have it like an issue
Heard
with one
'em.
armpit.
yeah.
But she's just like
Damn, that sucks.
Especially when you love the person,
Yeah, you
you
mad
don't
nice.
want to like.
I know.
No, we ain't saying we love their ass.
I know you have stories.
we
Don't
don't.
play yourself.
Oh yeah, tell the story. Tell the story.
We don't love
I'll
them
give
now.
you two. One dude that I was seeing when I was a teenager. I think you remember who he was. I met him in church.
Oh, see, they're in church again.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, there was this dude that I was seeing
Explain,
for a
and
while.
I don't know.
He was the light skin of the band.
Ooh, okay.
You remember who you with the blue eyes or the green eyes? What I forgot the color of his eyes. But whatever. He wasn't circumcised either, and he smelled.
Oh, damn.
He smelled, and then, like after that, like every time I ask guys, I'm like, "Yo, are you circumcised?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Can't talk to you. I'm sorry." Like it's trauma behind it, right? And then
Oh,
just
sad for the
there was this
circumcision brothers.
dude. There was this dude that I was seeing for a while.
Wait. Are you talking
No, I never told no.
Oh.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that
Let's
was
talk
him,
more.
and then there was this guy that I was seeing. Like he was just like a booty call type of dude.
Yeah.
He always smelled good. He always dressed nice and everything. But he was coming from some party or whatever. He came over to my crib. Yo, his ass stunk.
Damn.
Like he smelled like
He might
you
have
never.
White
He
Castle.
hasn't showered in maybe 2 days.
Ew.
Sitting on his ass. Probably didn't clean his ass. And like we were gonna get it on, like
can't.
he took everything off, and I'm like, "Yo, honey, I'm sorry, but I can't do this right now."
I literally told mine
The
like,
whole
like my
room
and
stunk.
previously like at one point this person that I was just like, you need to take a shower. I didn't care if that offended him. I was like, I'm not letting him. I'm not doing anything
Yeah,
unless you do. Like, come on. Come on.
I told him, I was like,
I
you need to take a shower. I'm sorry, you could take a
Yeah.
shower, but the whole room smelled. Like when he was in the shower, I had to spray.
And I understand that men have obviously pungy odors,
Nah,
but
but
like
his
some
smelled
are
like
kind of like,
poop.
do you even
Nah, some
shower?
are ridiculous. Like,
Like-
you a grown ass man. You should take it.
Yeah.
He had on a tux. He looked really handsome, and I was like,
those
"Ooh,
are the dirtiest
Oh.
ones.
damn."
Oh yeah, I could listen.
Damn.
The same thing
Okay.
goes for females.
Next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, last question.
Okay,
last question.
this is a perfect segue because we're going from the ass to the ass.
Oh,
And, so-
Jesus.
So, this is an ass question. It says, "Do you think anal sex is a gay thing in a straight man and female relationship? Do you think anal sex is a gay thing?"
In the context.
A man and a woman relationship?
No, in a go ahead. I'm reading it. The click got me over here.
Anal sex is a gay thing.
Like it all depends. Like if the guy wants it a lot.
And I had
Is it a gay thing? And you mean
If the
like
man wants it a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, if he wants it a lot.
Yeah. Like
Is
more
it a-
than the vag.
No, do I think it's a gay thing?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so. I know, and I'll be brief. I know that the anal thing. I think we've discussed this on a previous podcast, but I know the anal thing.
Oh
is-
yeah, we did.
Yeah, the anal thing is popular these days, but it is. It's like fucking. I don't know. It's
experimental.
like Bitcoin and shit like that. You know what I mean? So,
Like you just don't know about it.
yeah, everybody's just all about the ass all of a sudden, But for me, I'm a coochie guy. You know what I mean? And so the
You don't
ass-
need the ass.
Yeah, the ass is
Yeah.
what it is. I mean, you can slap the ass and do all the other things to the ass. Don't mean you gotta fuck the ass. So I'm staying with the coochie, and it's wet, dry, and moist, and so I like my brisket moist. So I don't want no dry ass.
No,
And I don't wanna
I
have
wish
to-
you that.
I don't want
I
to have to work to get it all lubed up and all that. It's enough work
Exactly.
going on with other
Yeah. I
see
things and
what
shit
you're
like
saying.
that. So is it a gay thing? No, I don't think so. I think it's a preference thing. So if you like the ass, get the ass. But I like the other hole. So
Yeah.
that's me.
I know some female friends that that are victims of this.
right.
So a guy was asking for anal all the time, and they wind up finding out that he was
Gay.
gay.
Damn.
But his excuse was that he's bisexual. So
Story of my life.
So maybe I read the question wrong. This is a guy asking for anal?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well, what the fuck? I mean, like, are you fucking kidding me?
I mean, he asked his girl to do anal all the time.
Asking
So
her.
So didn't want
that's
her.
different.
Didn't want her cooch.
He didn't want a cooch. Okay, he wanted anal all the
he
time.
probably wanted the cooch, like, want to, like,
Just to cover.
yeah, like,
Got it.
probably 10
got
minutes
it.
while you're having sex, but
Damn,
the rest
that's
is
Just to
fucked
check the box.
But every time you have sex, he's asking for anal.
Damn.
So,
she must have been in so much pain.
Yeah, I know a lot of females that been through that, and the
That's
guy
so
wound
sad.
up being. They want to find he having a boyfriend on the side.
Yeah.
So I would say yes.
Yeah,
I'm not an anal guy.
That would
I
raise
did
the
it
flag
once.
for me. That'll make me say,
It's not one of those things that just blew my mind. I gotta do this every
Yeah.
time, but
Right.
I'm a poom poom guy.
Yeah.
There you go. I like the poom poom.
What's up, Shay?
Well, I think as I get older, I think maybe it's like a bisexual or gay. It is a preference, but just it's just they like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Literally, and it's like I don't know. I mean, I've had guys ask for it where I'm like, I can't. I don't think I could fuck with you. Because first of all, like when for ass sex, you have to prepare for that.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
It's a process.
You can't have sex with a woman or just anyone in the ass if you don't prepare for it in advance. Like if he's treating me right, I'm like, all right, let me give him some ass today and let me just not eat for 2 days and just drink water.
Oh shit!
Because
you gotta fast. You gotta fast to get ass.
for it, yeah. Exactly. Like I'm not gonna give you Taco Bell ass. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be
You gotta
horrible.
fast to give ass. Okay.
Nah, like I even got a story. Maybe some other time we could talk about it. But like,
Wow.
it's just like that. Yeah, I don't know. The ass thing is.
That's a little delicate.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot of questions when it comes to that. I feel like if you want to spice things up, that's different. But if the guy asks for it like on the regular, more than the vagina, when you have a vagina that's ready and fresh for you, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
If you're a straight male.
Yeah, this is a guy that keeps asking. He was like, I just want your ass. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Are you
that's
sure you're
suspect.
swinging for the right lane?
Yeah, that's
I don't
suspect.
know. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he
making-
need to cut that shit
Yeah,
out.
that man. Yeah, there you go. Add that shit to the
Literally.
list, though,
Yeah,
Jeff.
yeah.
For real. So.
Damn.
All right, y'all. So that's the end of Social Conversations episode 7. We want to thank
man,
our
that's it
guest,
already?
Sherry.
Shadi.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Shadi.
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 Where's that Shadi?
Shadi, tell the Saucy fans where to find you at.
They can find me Shari Diaz Comedy.
40 sucker, 40 guess who's
SHARIDIAZ Comedy, COMEDY. That's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Shari Diaz. Yeah, I'm always in the city.
I'm checking
Come out,
for you.
come out to check me. Yeah, I try to stay booked, hitting these open mics as well,
Nice.
and trying to be the next big thing.
She has 2 shows tonight.
Yeah, I got 2 shows tonight. I mean, you guys are not gonna air this now, right?
No.
Yeah. Well, just hit me up on
You can
Instagram.
still-
you
you can
see
still
it.
listen to your shows,
Yeah. So I got a show in the Village tonight at the Grizzly Pear, and then Michelangelo's in the Bronx at 9 o'clock. And then probably go find some other shows to jump on.
Word. I heard
Yeah.
The
that.
hustle never stops.
You got
Yeah,
the shout
no,
outs. What you got ready? What you got, V?
Shout out to Quick Vodka, our sponsor. Thank you, Shadi, for joining us
Thank you
again.
for
Our
having me.
childhood fried,
Yes.
church fried trilogy.
She officially a Saucy alumni.
Yes.
Anytime you want to come back.
Yeah, for sure. You let me know.
Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
coming.
Yeah.
I've
So
been
much
having
fun.
her in my mind for so long. I'm like, she
I
needs to
mean,
be on
I
the
have that
show.
effect. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Good, man.
And yeah.
Hey, for me, just shout out to the whole Saucy world. Hope y'all still listening out there in the D, in the Bronx and the BX, all that, in Brooklyn, everywhere. So keep listening. Shout out to Click Vodka, and we'll see y'all on the other side. For real, though. Enjoyed having you back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to all the Saucy fans around the world. Vietnam, Russia, Egypt. And all
Absolutely.
That. Thank y'all for hitting us up.
Yes.
Thank y'all for listening.
Inktown.
We don't shout out enough, but y'all make our numbers go up.
Yeah.
G.
Also follow us on
Yeah,
Instagram at Social Conversations. Not with an S at the end. That's a Z on Instagram. Social Conversations with an S on Facebook. And if you want to follow us on YouTube, we got 2 episodes up right now, which is 5 and 6.
Give it to 'em.
That's Social Conversations podcast. right? So y'all go and subscribe, leave a comment if y'all like, and we're gonna keep bringing you this real shit every fucking month. So, are we doing a giveaway next episode?
Yes. So if you watch this episode, which we'll announce soon when we air, we were gonna give a giveaway. We're gonna check we're gonna put the giveaway on Instagram. Okay. So we're gonna check. You just have to tag yourself, like our picture, and listen to our episode. We can see who listens to our episode, and I'm not sure. Maybe by the end of the month, we'll announce the winner.
Free shit. I like free shit.
We'll give you a really nice prize. So stay tuned for that.
Exactly, y'all. This is Jeff, Thad,
Young
Vernice,
Thad, y'all.
Shari. Sign out.
Shari, where's that Shari?
Saucy bar.
Thank you guys. Bye.
My man.
Oh, I did it without headphones.
My man. All right. Holy shit.
I'm out of here.
That light right here.
I'm hot as hell too. It gets a little steamy in here.
Oh man.